Here are some chilling trail cam captures from creepy creatures to mysterious figure in dark. This shocking compilation will leave you in awe, and you will catch yourself wondering about these mysterious creatures. The creepy figure. On a night with a bright moon, a garden camera caught something really strange that gave people chills. The video showed a weird dark creature with glowing eyes moving slowly and carefully. It quietly broke through wooden bars, making the scene even scarier. The creature crawled in a creepy way, and its eyes glowed faintly, creating an eerie atmosphere in the garden. The camera silently recorded every move of this strange thing in the dark, making the whole situation mysterious and suspenseful. The creature seemed to know what it was doing and moved with careful planning. As it sneaked through the wooden bars, the suspense grew. The scene looked like a mysterious painting as the creature headed towards an unexpected place, the theater. The camera, like a quiet watcher, made people feel uneasy as they watched the strange event. People could not help but be curious and a bit scared of this unknown visitor creeping around in the dark night. In the mysterious darkness of the night, this strange creature, guided by some unknown purpose, made a lasting impression on people's minds, making them think about things that are ghostly and unexplained. The rake in the cave. In a quiet, spooky cave, a man with just his camera stumbled upon something really strange. The camera zoomed in the dark cave, and a weird feeling crept over the man. Then, out of the darkness, a creature appeared, unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. The camera recorded this mysterious creature slowly coming into view. It had a strange vibe, moving in an unsettling way as it crawled into the faint light. The creature's odd looks and unnatural movements made the person watching feel really uneasy.
Wait, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
Like something out of a scary story. Every part of the video showed the creature making its way from the deep cave, making the whole thing even more surreal. Dark danced on the cave walls, making the mysterious atmosphere even more spooky as the strange nature of the creature became more obvious.
Oh my god!
Run!
Get out!
As someone watching, you could not help but wonder where this unearthly being came from and what it was all about. The videotape left further questions than answers, making you wonder about this strange critter and where it came from. The weird footage stuck in the minds of those who saw it, making them suppose about the unknown in the mysterious corridor of the world. A Bigfoot?
There. He's got.
Hold on to your hats because this is wild. So, imagine this person records the scariest video ever. It's dark, right? There's this dude who seems all human-like, chilling by the streetlight in the garden. But, plot twist, out of nowhere, a Bigfoot shows up. Yeah, Bigfoot, like the hairy, gigantic mystery creature. Now, this Bigfoot character isn't there for a garden party or anything. It's just standing, staring at the light. And let me tell you, it's not your average friendly neighbor vibe. It's scary, tall, and the whole look is straight out of a horror movie. Our video hero? Well, there are no superheroes. The scary combo of the human-looking guy and Bigfoot staring down the streetlight? Too much. They bolt, and who can blame them? I mean, that's not the kind of late-night encounter you want in your life. So, there you have it. A spooky night, a weird dude, a Bigfoot, and a runner. Just another day in the wild world of mysterious videos.
I don't know. It looked like a man, but I don't know what the it was. It was walking around.
Horrifying encounter. Late at night, workers were driving a big truck down a dark road. The truck's engine was the only sound in the quiet night. The road looked old and tired, just like the workers. Suddenly, a strange thing happened. A ghostly lady appeared in front of the truck from the darkness. She looked like a spirit, glowing and weird. The workers were really surprised. They looked at each other with big, surprised eyes, not sure what to do. The truck went slower, almost stopping. Its bright lights showed the spooky lady clearly. She did not move, like a mysterious force was keeping her there. The workers, feeling a mix of curiosity and fear, looked through the front window, trying to understand what was happening in the dark night. At that strange moment, the truck, the road, and the ghost lady made a weird picture. It was like a mysterious encounter that the workers would always remember. It was a meeting between normal and really strange things on that quiet night journey. Bigfoot sighting. In a deep wild forest, a guy found something strange that totally changed how he saw things. He'd only a small camera, and he accidentally ended up recording something super weird that he could not explain. The video showed a huge human-like thing come out of the dark, kind of like Bigfoot, the legendary creature. Its eyes seemed really old and wise, staring right at the Joe like it was figuring out all his secrets. The video was like proof of something really strange happening. Watching it made the man super spooked, like this deep, ancient fear was running through him. He could not shake off the feeling when the critter looked straight at him. The video showed this crazy connection between the man and the mysterious critter, and it left a lasting mark on the man's mind. After that freaky experience, he promised himself he would never go back to that weird place where reality mixed with legends. Just thinking about going back gave him the creeps. Nighttime came a tough time because the creature's face stayed in his bad dreams, always reminding him of that strange meeting with something unknown. The memory of Bigfoot lingered in his thoughts like a ghost always there, making his regular life feel different and kind of spooky. Terrifying footage proves existence of ghosts. This spooky video is making people question if ghosts are real. It shows dark objects moving on their own, and strange lights. People are wondering if these are signs of spirits from the afterlife being among us. The video has stirred up a mix of excitement and fear, making many think about the possibility of paranormal beings. The weird things happening in the video, like eerie dark and objects moving by themselves, are sparking a fresh interest in all things supernatural. Some are indeed wondering if this is a peek into a world beyond ours, where spirits linger in the dark. The video has become a big deal for those curious about life after death. It challenges what we thought we knew and makes us review the idea of ghosts. The spooky vibes from the video make us question if there are mysterious forces around us, blurring the line between what is real and what might be beyond our understanding. It's a reminder that maybe the boundary between the everyday world and the ghostly one is not as clear as we think. Little mink at night. One night, a cute mink with shiny fur went on a secret mission in the big farms. The mink was really curious and its eyes sparkled in the dark as it roamed around the fields. Someone still put a watchful camera there, and it silently recorded all the cool effects happening at night. The playful mink ran each over, smelling the air and poking its nose everywhere. This little beast was on a mission, moving fast and nimble. The night, filled with twinkling stars, was like a beautiful stage for this exciting adventure. The camera, like a quiet friend, took pictures of the mink doing all sorts of twists and turns. You could see the mink's shadow dancing in the moonlight as it searched for commodity special. In this stupendous darkness story, the mink's journey unfolds, and it's so interesting. You cannot help but be amazed by how simple and pretty nature is at night. The dark has its own secrets, and the camera, like a storyteller, shows us a wonderful part of the mink's adventure beneath the stars. Fox ate the dead mouse. One dark night in the quiet forest, a curious fox discovered a surprise on a trail camera. The camera, hidden among the trees, caught the fox's midnight snack adventure. The clever creature stumbled upon a lifeless mouse and, without hesitation, began feasting on its find. The creepy glow of the moonlight highlighted the fox's sleek fur as it indulged in the unexpected meal. The tiny creature came to a night diner, nibbling down at the mouse with its sharp teeth. The forest, normally filled with mysterious sounds, witnessed the silent spectacle of a fox enjoying its nightly feast. The trail camera, like a silent observer, captured every moment of this unexpected dining experience in the heart of the woods. The footage revealed nature's circle of life as the fox, guided by the cover of darkness, savored its meal under the watchful eye of the hidden camera. Mermaid caught on cam. Once upon a sunny day near a noisy old dock by the water, something really special happened. Someone with a camera saw something amazing, a real mermaid. This magical creature had shiny scales and a super long tail. But it was stuck on the dry dock and really wanted to go back into the water. The wood under the mermaid made lots of creaky sounds as it tried its best to slide back into the water. The mermaid looked super determined and kind of sad with its tail flopping on the dry wood. Every time it pushed, the old dock made noises like it was talking too. The person with the camera recorded this special moment, showing how hard the mermaid was trying to get back to its underwater home. It was like a make-believe story happening right there on the old dock, a place where real life and pretend mixed together in a cool way. Unknown creature. Alright, buckle up for this one. So, there's this trail camera, right? And it catches a seriously spooky video. Picture this unknown creature almost like a spy giving the camera the full-on stare. Creepy, right? It's like a mix of humans, Bigfoot, and who knows what else. What makes it hair-raising? Those eyes. Bright and spooky, staring straight into the camera as if it knows it's being watched. Gives you the chills just thinking about it, huh? Now, the big mystery is whether it's a person, a Bigfoot on a secret mission, or some otherworldly being. Imagine stumbling upon that footage. Your heart would probably do a little race. I mean, who knew the wilderness had its own set of spooky spies? Keep those trail cameras rolling because you never know what mysterious creatures might be giving you the eye in the dark. Terrestrial mermaid encounter. In the obscurity of the night, a camera equipped with night vision documented a mystifying scene that unfolded in the darkness. 3 figures surrounded a creature lying on the surface, encrusted with dirt, a mystical entity bearing an uncanny resemblance to a mermaid. The enigmatic presence of a mermaid on the terrestrial plane raised perplexing questions, casting an eerie atmosphere over the recording. As the camera scrutinized the unearthly tableau, the mystery of why a mermaid found itself on dry land remained elusive. The creature, adorned with scales and seemingly out of its aquatic habitat, lay surrounded by 3 observers, their expressions of mix of awe and trepidation. The air resonated with a sense of the supernatural, as the camera captured a moment that defied the natural order. Viewers were left to grapple with the unsettling juxtaposition of myth and reality. Why was a mermaid stranded in the darkened realm of the terrestrial? Creature of night. Imagine this eerie scene. A camera captures a dimly lit room, shadows dancing as a person clutches a flickering flambeau. Suddenly, the atmosphere tightens as their gaze locks onto something spine-chilling. A creature straight out of Dino Nightmares, its eyes glowing eerily bright in the darkness, fixated on the startled individual. The room holds its breath as the dinosaur-like entity, with a head that moves like a ghostly apparition, turns to face the camera. It's a hair-raising moment. The silence amplifies the spooky encounter. The creature with an otherworldly presence shifts away into the shadows, leaving the room steeped in a lingering sense of fear. The video unfolds like a classic ghost story, the kind that makes you double-check your surroundings before bedtime. Comments flood in with viewers sharing their own theories and shivers. It's a chilling reminder that even in the modern age, the line between reality and the unknown can blur, especially when faced with a spectral dinosaur making a cameo in the dead of night. Ghost or animal? So, dude's cruising through this creepy forest, right? He's recording, enjoying the ride, when bam, there's this weird creature. Picture it. It's got a dead animal in its mouth, strolling around like it's on a spooky parade. The guy's like, what in the world is that? Tries to get a clear shot, but nope. The creature pulls a ninja move and disappears into the bushes. Now, here we are scratching our heads, wondering if it's some freaky animal or ghostly woodland spirit. I mean, imagine driving through the woods expecting maybe a deer sighting, and you end up with a mystery creature doing a creepy dinner walk. It's the kind of thing that messes with your mind. Animal or ghost? No clear answer, just the lingering mystery of the lurking forest. Nature, you strange and spooky. Africa drunk tree. In the heart of Africa, a trail camera caught nature's happy hour, a wild gathering under the marula tree. Picture this: elephants, monkeys, and even ostriches munching on the juiciest, ripest fruits straight from the source. It's like a fruity buffet, and these animals are the VIP guests. As the camera rolls, you'll see these big, gentle elephants reaching up with their trunks, snagging the plumpest marulas. Monkeys swing by, grabbing their share with playful antics, and ostriches strut around, pecking at the fallen treasures. But here's the kicker: these fruits are packing a punch. The more these critters chow down, the more the marulas ferment, turning into fruity snacks with a bit of a kick. The result? A bunch of happy, tipsy animals stumbling around, having the time of their lives. It's like the marula tree is throwing the wildest party in the animal kingdom, and everyone's invited. This video is a front row seat to the joyous feast, where the circle of life meets a fruity fiesta, leaving you with a warm, fuzzy feeling. So grab some popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the show. Nature's own feel-good tipsy adventure. Cheers to the marula tree and its merry band of fruity enthusiasts. Skunk caught in trail cam. One night in a really dark forest, something special happened. A tiny creature with a stripe on its back got caught on a camera by the trail. Picture this: the camera was silently watching and saw a surprise visitor, a skunk. It was super close, acting like a secret explorer at night. The skunk's fur looked like a black and white cape, and its small nose was sniffing around with curiosity. The forest was like its nighttime playground, full of leaves making noise and hiding dark. When the camera blinked, it showed the skunk doing a playful formal sneaking around the trail. Maybe it was searching for a yummy snack or just having a fun adventure under the moon. Its little paws made tiny prints in the soft dirt, telling a story of its nighttime journey. The forest with tall trees and soft whispers became the skunk's quiet stage. In the end, the trail camera caught a quick look at this furry friend in the mysterious dark, giving us a magical memory of a night when nature's secrets unfolded right in front of us. Giant tarantula. In a wild world where big hairy spiders live, there is a fascinating story about giant tarantulas and tiny frogs teaming up. Watch this: the tarantula has a cozy burrow, and it's worried about creepy, crawly insects getting too close to its precious eggs. So what does the clever tarantula do? It befriends a teeny frog. Yup, the spider invites the little hopper to move in. Now you might wonder, what is in it for the frog? Well, the tarantula becomes the frog's guardian. No one messes with the frog when the big hairy spider is around. It's like having a guardian. In exchange, the frog does something incredible. It munches on those pesky insects that could harm the tarantula's eggs. Teamwork at its finest. So, there you have it, a wild partnership in the animal kingdom. A gigantic tarantula and a tiny frog, sticking together to outsmart the bugs and stay safe from bigger baddies. Nature sure knows how to create some surprising friendships. Scariest night of the truck driver. One spooky night, a lone truck driver found himself in a chilling dilemma. Picture this: he's cruising down a deserted road when suddenly his safe truck comes to an unexpected halt. Alone in the darkness, he decided to document the creepy encounter on video. As he fumbled with his phone, something caught his eye in the forest beside the road. A mysterious figure was moving swiftly among the trees. In the dim glow of his phone, the driver strained to capture the enigma on camera, but it remained elusive, darting through the dark. The suspense thickened as the driver's unease grew. The night came, the background for his unexplained fright, with the mysterious figure in the forest leaving an indelible mark on the trucker's memory. It was a spine-tingling night, where the stillness of the road was disrupted by the unknown, and the trucker's video left viewers wondering about the secrets concealed in the darkness. The Day of Freedom. Once upon a time, in a small town, there was an old animal who had spent his entire life in a confined cage. The story of this furry friend began when he was just a tiny puppy. As the years passed, the cage became his world, and the bars confined him from the wonders beyond. One day, destiny took a turn when 3 compassionate souls discovered the old beast's plight. Filled with empathy, they decided to change his life. With determination in their hearts, the threesome set out to free the aging animal from the prisons of the cage. Word spread quickly, and a curious crowd gathered to witness the unfolding story. Eyes widened with joy as the old animal emerged into the open world, stretching his limbs for the first time in ages. Cheers erupted from the viewers as they witnessed the beautiful moment of liberation, an encouraging spectacle that reminded everyone of the power of compassion and the freedom that every animal deserves.
There you go. Be free, Canarinha.
Usual dinner with guests around. Deep in the calm forest, a person set up a camp, excited to film making dinner. As the sun went down behind the tall trees, the man started cooking a tasty meal on a grill under the starry sky. The flames flickered, making dark that danced around, creating a magical feeling. But the delicious smell attracted some curious animals in the dark woods. While recording, unexpected spooky animals crept out from the darkness. They were drawn by the delicious smell, their eyes glowing in the dark as they came closer. The man was surprised watching the strange scene through his camera. He captured the unreal moment when the human world met the mysterious forest. The night callers stayed around, making the sounds of the forest even more mysterious. The man kept cooking, not knowing he was sharing his dinner with the mysterious creatures of the night. The blind caracal. In a quiet spot somewhere, there's a touching story unfolding on camera. The person behind the lens is sharing the amazing journey of a special friend, a blind caracal. This awesome animal, unable to see the world with its eyes, amazes everyone with its smooth moves and strong spirit. Picture the video as a magical dance, revealing how the caracal cleverly gets around using only its hearing and sense of smell. As the camera keeps rolling, the blind caracal moves like it has special sense, proving that limits cannot stop its energy. Every jump, every careful step, and every elegant turn tells a tale of how it can adapt and stay determined. You can feel the strong connection between the person recording and the blind caracal, even though you cannot see it. The story goes beyond what you see and dives into a world filled with sounds and scents. It shows us how amazing animals are and how strong the bond can be between people and their extraordinary animal friends. Leopard and the porcupine. Out in the quiet wild, I saw something interesting. I had my camera and I came across a porcupine and a leopard having a kind of face-off. The porcupine was sitting on a bunch of rocks, totally focused on the leopard wandering around, not too far down. The leopard, all sleek and sneaky, was moving gracefully through the tall grass, not realizing the porcupine was keeping an eye on it. As the leopard got closer, the porcupine stayed super still, its sharp quills standing up in a kind of serious way. There was this feeling of staying in the air as the leopard faded behind some noisy bushes. But the porcupine did not get spooked. It just kept watching, its eyes on the retired leopard. You could feel the tension, like a play happening in nature. My camera was rolling, catching this wild moment, showing how each animal has its part in the tough dance of staying alive. The man and his loyal animal. Once upon a time, there was a man who had a tiny, fluffy cub. They participated in a magical bond that grew stronger every day. The man watched for the little cub, and they played together in the fields under the warm sun. As time passed, the cub grew bigger and stronger, transforming into a majestic lion. Despite the changes, the love between them remained unwavering. The captain, now fully grown, still looked at the man with the same devoted eyes as when it was just a tiny cub. Their connection transcended the physical metamorphoses, proving that true love knows no bounds. The video captures the encouraging journey of a man and his cub, showcasing the timeless nature of their bond, where the lion, though mighty, remained ever loyal to its human companion. It's a tale of love and fellowship that stood the test of time and the transformations of life. Enigmatic woods encounter. In the bright daylight of the woods, a mysterious video showed up. A boy on his bike went into the dark parts of the trees, filming more than anyone expected. Suddenly, a strange creature surrounded by an otherworldly glow appeared in the deep forest. Sunlight was passing through the leaves as the boy, accidentally recording supernatural stuff, rode deeper into the mysterious woods. The creature, like a ghost whisper, showed up on the edge of the camera. Its shape, hidden in shadows, sent chills down the spine. The camera shook when the boy found where the creature hung out. Weird and not easy to see, the creature had a weird charm. Its eyes shining like bright lights in the dark knew secrets from the ancient woods. The boy realized the creature was like those stories about skinwalkers, waiting behind the twisted branches. Like the woods itself called it, the creature looked at the boy, as if knowing things from ages and different worlds. Suddenly scared, the boy left his bike and rushed away, but the creature, like a ghost in the rustling leaves, stayed there. It became a quiet guard to the mystery, now echoing through the silent forest. Whispers in the trees carried the mystery, making everyone who found this strange dance in the woods wonder what secrets hide in the forest and what strange beings walk its secret paths. Wild escape. A visitor's peaceful day took an exciting turn when he got into a sprint with a black bear, creating a tense atmosphere throughout the forest. Fearful screams broke out from bystanders who were witnessing the unexpected pursuit, and panic erupted. Driven by incredulity or shock, the bear chased after the escaping guest, producing an intense show. The audience members' cries of fear grew louder as the situation became more urgent. The tourist turned into the forest into an adrenaline-filled arena by scudding through the natural maze to outrun the bear that was chasing him. This was a wild encounter, a heart-stopping reminder of the unpredictable dance between people and wildlife, where the pulse-pounding drama of a black bear blurred the boundaries between fascination and fear. Lemurs on Earth. Imagine stumbling upon a trail camera video that unveils the mysterious world of lemurs. These critters, often labeled the most dangerous animals on Earth, break the mold of ordinary walkers. They're jumpers. Picture it, these leaping lemurs navigating their way through the wild with an almost surreal flair. Now the spooky part, those big, dark eyes. Legend has it that just one intense stare from these creatures is enough to send shivers down your spine. It's like they've got this natural talent for scaring humans with nothing more than a glance. Imagine walking through the jungle and suddenly you lock eyes with a lemur giving you the heebie-jeebies. Chilling, right? But here's the twist. These supposedly fearsome lemurs are more than just spooky glares. They've got a heartwarming side too. Some lemurs play taxi, carrying their pals on their backs like it's a normal day in Lemurland. So next time you think dangerous lemur, remember the jumping, the stare, and the adorable piggyback rides that make these creatures a captivating blend of creepy and cute. Nature's full of surprises. Local cougar. There's a local cougar making a star appearance on a trail camera. The camera doesn't miss a beat, capturing every step of this feline prowler. You can practically feel the suspense watching it. This big cat owning the night, lurking around like it's got some secret mission. It's like nature's own action movie, starring the local cougar as the main character. The size of this cat is something else. You'd think cougars were on the smaller side, but nope, not this one. It's a reminder that even in the dark, there's a whole world of wild wonders happening right under our noses. Trapdoor spider. So there's this trail camera minding its own business, right? Well, it captures a trapdoor spider doing some serious James Bond moves. This spider's got skills. First off, it's like a ninja. The spider wraps itself in this silk thing, like a secret agent in a silk cape, all sneaky-like. Then, here comes the genius part. It sets up this trip line, a spider-style security system. If anything steps on it, bam, it's showtime. Now, the prey, thinking it's just another day in the bug world, strolls along and hits that trip line. Cue the spider action. The line starts vibrating like some animal alarm system, and before you know it, the spider's got its prey caught in the act. No fancy words here, just a spider pulling off a top-notch trap to snag its dinner. Nature's got its own spies, and this trapdoor spider is definitely in the secret agent league of the wild. Unknown creature. Hey there, so picture this. Someone caught a video of this super weird animal roaming in the middle of a field. It's like a mix between a deer and a fox, but nobody has a clue about what it really is. Kinda creepy, right? I mean, who wouldn't be freaked out by a mystery creature just strolling around? The video is making the rounds and folks are scratching their heads trying to ID this thing. It's got that deer vibe with a dash of fox flair, but it's the ultimate mystery guest at this wildlife party. So yeah, mystery creature videos, not for the faint of heart. Maybe one day someone will crack the case and tell us what's really going on in those fields. Until then, let the guessing games continue. Strange sea animal?
What the F is that?
Guess what? There's this creepy video floating around of a bizarre sea creature. It's like a snake, but not quite. Get this. When someone decides to poke it, the thing spreads out, almost like roots or something. Now, that's the stuff of nightmares, right? I mean, who expects to run into a sea critter that acts like a combo of a snake and an alien plant? It's all kind of strange and eerie. You watch this video and your brain just goes, wait, what is that? Imagine being the one behind the camera thinking you're filming a regular old sea creature, and then bam, it starts doing its weird root-spreading dance. I'd probably freak out, honestly. It's not your everyday underwater encounter, so yeah, there you have it, a spine-chilling sea creature doing its thing. Nature sure knows how to keep us on our toes with these mysterious and creepy surprises. Creepy things. Imagine this eerie scene. A girl cautiously opens a manhole, and through the darkness, a person's forehead is chillingly revealed on camera. It's the stuff of nightmares, right? The spine-tingling moment captured is undeniably creepy, sending shivers down your spine. The dimly lit surroundings add an extra layer of mystery, heightening the scare factor. As the girl slowly unveils the hidden world beneath, the unexpected appearance of someone's forehead intensifies the fear. It's the kind of unsettling sight that makes you question what might be lurking in the shadows. The simplicity of the scene amplifies its horror, a simple action turning into a heart-pounding experience. Whether it's a prank, paranormal encounter, or something else entirely, the video leaves an indelible mark on your imagination. It's a reminder that sometimes the ordinary can transform into the extraordinarily frightening, caught on camera for all to witness. Brace yourself for the unexpected, as reality takes a chilling detour into the realm of the unknown. Demonic wall? In the eerie recording, the unsettling scene unfolded, capturing a hair-raising spectacle that defied comprehension. A girl, draped in a white dress and possessing an otherworldly aura, assumed a demonic semblance as she clutched another girl by her long hair. The atmosphere became charged with an unspoken terror as this spectral entity defied gravity, climbing the wall with an unnatural ease, the girl suspended in mid-air by the strength of her own hair. The haunting image of the demon-like figure scaling the wall left viewers in a state of disbelief. The camera tracked the unnerving journey along the corridor of the wall, the girl in the creature's grasp seemingly at its mercy. Abruptly, with a malevolent gesture, the demonic entity released its ethereal grip on the captive's hair, sending her plummeting to the ground below. The chilling recording documented a nightmarish encounter, blurring the boundaries between reality and the supernatural. The enigmatic entity with its spectral features left an indelible mark on the viewers, leading them to grapple with the eerie mysteries that linger in the shadows of the unexplained. Unknown creature. Picture this, an investigator doing his thing, recording a video like it's just another day. But out of the blue, bam, a see-through ghostly creature pops up right behind him. The investigator, totally clueless, just carries on, oblivious to the spooky presence lurking behind. The translucent entity, all white and eerie, adds a whole new layer of creepiness to the scene. It's like a ghost photobombing a casual video shoot. You can almost feel the suspense building up as viewers watch, wondering what the investigator will notice the unexpected guest. The video spreads like wildfire as people gasp at the unexpected twist. "Did you see that ghostly thing?" becomes the talk of the town, literally and figuratively, about the spine-chilling company he had during his recording. It's a real-life ghost story caught on tape, and the unsuspecting investigator becomes the star of his very own paranormal show, all while being blissfully unaware of the ghostly sidekick stealing the spotlight. Massive creature in dark. In a dark, spooky forest, a hiker set up something really scary. He only had a camera, and he used it to record a huge creature walking through the trees at night. This creature was so big, and it moved in a creepy way, making the hiker feel really spooked. The hiker hid behind the trees and kept recording. The creature had glowing eyes, and it moved like it had a lot of power. The hiker was a mix of curious and terrified. He held his breath, and his camera shook a lot. The forest was full of secrets, and nothing knew what this giant thing was. The hiker kept filming from his hiding spot, and the night seemed to have a lot of mystifications. People who watched the videotape were left wondering about this mysterious critter in the murk. The videotape showed that there are strange effects in the unexplored timber. Cryptid beast. Once upon a time, some Turkish YouTubers went on an adventure to a place they did not know. They were just hanging out, minding their own business, when suddenly, bam, they spotted something super strange. Imagine this, a giant goat person thingy gaping at them from the top of a little mountain.
Tamam gördüm. Gördüm bir dakika bak. Gördüm.
Its features were kind of vague, but it had long, twisty horns and eyes that sparkled in the dark. These YouTuber guys were brave though. They filmed this creepy creature for a bit, but guess what? It got too spooky for them.
Gelebilir, sakın panik yapma bak. Görüyor musun?
They bolted to the other side, scared out of their heads. After catching their breath, they thought, let's check it out again. So they went back to see the weird goat person, but guess what? Poof, it was gone, faded into thin air. Now, everyone's left scratching their heads, wondering what in the world they stumbled upon in that mysterious place. And so, the tale of the giant glowing-eyed goat on the mountain became a legend among those YouTubers, a story to tell around the campfire.
Tamam gördüm. Gördüm bir dakika bak. Gördüm.
Mischievous Managishi. Guess what? There's this tiny troublemaker called the Managishi, and someone actually caught it on camera.
The heck is that?
This is the little creature that is super sneaky and loves playing tricks on people. It's like a pro at surprising everyone, with its crafty eyes and a grin that screams, I'm over to something. You can totally tell it's each about causing mischief. Now is the exciting part. There's a video of them doing their thing, and people are buzzing about it.
This looks like something bipedal that walks on its back legs.
Everyone's curious and wants to know more about this sly creature.
So from what I can see, I think that this is a humanoid creature.
People are indeed getting experts involved. These smart folks are studying the videotape, trying to figure out the Managishi's tricks and understand why it loves being mischievous so much.
The heck is that?
It's like a riddle that everyone's trying to break, and it's making them a bit of a star. Who knew a tiny troublemaker could create such a stir? Invisible creature. Stumbling upon a creepy video that got everyone on the internet scratching their heads. So, in the middle of this spooky forest, there is this see-through misty thing just chilling on a tree. Yeah, seriously, it's like a weird human-shaped creature, and folks are going nuts trying to figure it out. This misty guy does not play by the rules. You see, it's moving around the trees doing its own mysterious dance, and then poof, it just vanishes into thin air. Imagine that. One moment it's there, and then the next, it's gone without a trace. What makes it even spookier is that this misty creature is not your usual color. Nope, it's got this greenish cast, adding a whole new level of weirdness to the scene. The video captures every eerie move, leaving everyone wondering what on earth they just witnessed. It's like a real-life ghost story unfolding in the woods, and people cannot stop talking about it. However, spine-tingling stuff, this video is sure to give you goosebumps if you're into mysteries. Horrifying predator. Out in the woods, a special camera caught something really spooky. It's like a spy for animals called a trail cam, and it snapped a pic that'll give you chills. Imagine this. A super scary predator with eyes that shine in the dark like they're their own flashlight is silently following a group of deer. The picture freezes the moment when the creepy creature is on the prowl, stalking the deer like it's playing a sneaky game. The glowy eyes add a whole new position of fright to the scene, making it look like a commodity out of a scary story. It's like nature's own thriller movie, and you cannot help but wonder what is going on in the deep, dark woods when we're not looking. The trail cam turns the forest into a mystery book, with every snapshot telling a different part of the story. It's both fascinating and a bit spooky, making you think twice about what might be happening when the sun goes down in the animal world. Paranormal encounter. The camera caught a very mysterious and spooky sight. The air was truly filled with panic and agitation. It was recorded on a spooky and eerie night. The operator was alone in that old building. Here, the very peculiar scene happened with the operator.
Hello?
The lady was standing in stairs, and she was not moving like she was still standing. It was in the white clothing. It was a very spine-chilling scene. It made the operator very anxious and terrified.
Oh my god! What the is that?
It ran quickly at fast speed down the stairs. It was a very mystical scene. What was this? This fearful creature was looking very scary, which made everyone terrified with its eerie appearance. This was a deep mystery. Is this a paranormal being or creature or something else? It is not found still, and still it is a puzzle.
Oh my god! What the is that?
Brazilian jungle dinosaur mystery. In a big forest in Brazil, a strange video came out showing something huge and mysterious. It looked like a giant creature walking on two legs, kind of like the old dinosaurs we read about. The video was a bit blurry, making it hard to understand what exactly it was. As the video played, the forest sounds spooky with each step of the creature. It had a familiar shape, but we couldn't be sure if it was a dinosaur, a really old animal, or something totally different living deep in the Amazon. People started talking about extinct animals and old stories from the forest, like the place held secrets nobody knew. Sometimes sunlight peeked through the trees, showing bits of the creature, maybe scales and a weird look. Some experts argued about it, some didn't believe, and others were really curious. The idea that a dinosaur, something we thought disappeared forever, might still be around got everyone's imagination going. But just as fast as the video came out, the forest kept its secrets. The mystery stayed like mist hanging in the air, and nobody could solve it. The unknown feeling stayed strong, hidden in the deep Brazilian woods, where what's real and what's a story mixed together in the dark. Mysterious object. In the dark sky at night, something mysterious happened. There was a video showing a strange light ball above the city. It was so bright and magical, making everyone in the city amazed. The light ball seemed to be floating in the air, like it was not from our world. It came down slowly and carefully until it landed on the top of a special building, a holy place that touched the sky. The roof of this building suddenly glowed with the light, turning it into a stage for something extraordinary. What came next was really hard to understand. The ball of light, now like a messenger from a hidden world, shot up into the sky incredibly fast. It moved so quickly that it left a strong memory in the minds of the people who saw it. This strange event left everyone with lots of questions. What kind of power was inside that light ball? Was it a messenger from space, bringing a message we couldn't understand? People in the city talked quietly about what they thought had happened, creating a mysterious feeling. The special building, usually quiet, now saw something beyond our normal world. Mysterious scary rake. In a calm, peaceful timber, a man carefully set up his camera without knowing something spooky was about to happen. The retired camera recorded a really creepy moment, a scary video that kept people on the edge of their seats.
What was that?
While the camera was rolling, a mysterious figure came out of the dark, kind of like a nightmare. The creature moved slowly through the dark, and you could hear its creepy steps in the thick woods.
Oh, frick!
The crooked branches above made things even scarier, adding to the feeling of fear. The strange thing, wrapped in an uneasy vibe, slowly walked towards the man. The ancient trees around them seemed to close in, making the atmosphere even more threatening as the mystery figure got near. The secretly filmed video made people's hearts race, and the tension kept building. The only sounds you could hear were the man's nervous breaths, like a spooky air in the quiet forest.
Oh, frick!
Every breath made the creepy meeting scarier. It was like watching a suspenseful horror story happening among the old trees and hidden secrets of the woods, and it left a lasting impression on anyone brave enough to watch. Mysterious figure on the roof. Late at night, a man found something really strange on a house roof. There was a mysterious event happening, and it got even weirder when a shining eye looked right at him, making the dark night even scarier. The man, all puzzled and curious, grabbed his camera and recorded the crazy moment. The creature, with its glowing eyes staring at him, made the quiet night more mysterious. The video raises a bunch of questions for anyone watching. Is it some creature from a different world, a visitor from a place we do not know, or just some trick of the night? The suspense in the video shows how the man with his camera tries to figure out the mystery on the roof, making people interested and a bit scared. As you watch the recording, you can feel the man getting more and more confused and curious. The camera becomes a tool to find out what is going on, like he's trying to solve a mystery way up high. The dark night turns into a canvas of suspense, making you think about what might be hiding in the dark. It's like a nighttime adventure where the man is on a mission to uncover the unknown that is lurking in the darkness.
Oh, dead. Holy shit. Alright. Some bitch is one on the other side of the house.
Creepy rake in the forest. On a dark, rainy night in a creepy forest, a man found something really strange and scary. With just a camera, he recorded a mysterious video that gave him the creeps. As the rain fell, the spooky feeling got stronger, and in the darkness, a weird creature showed up. Its eyes glowed in a spooky way like a rake. The man's camera caught the creepy moment, showing this unknown thing hiding in the dark. This weird experience left the man confused and spooked, making the forest even scarier. The video gives a peep into this odd and scary moment, making us wonder about the spooky things that might be out there in the night.
This is our home.
Brutal strength of leopard. Imagine stumbling upon this spine-chilling trail camera footage. It's like a horror movie in the wild. The video captures the raw power of a leopard, a real force of nature. Watch as this fierce cat effortlessly climbs a tree, jaws firmly gripping a dead deer. It's both creepy and awe-inspiring. The scene unfolds with the leopard showcasing its unbelievable strength, scaling the tree like it's on a mission. And here's the kicker. It's not just one prey. Nope, the leopard adds another animal to its collection, leaving everyone watching in sheer amazement. A powerful cat defying gravity with a deer in its mouth, and then casually adding more to the menu. It's the kind of stuff that sends shivers down your spine, but makes you respect the wild strength of these creatures. No need for fancy words, it's just a jaw-dropping moment where nature's brutality and beauty collide. The leopard's feat leaves us all wide-eyed, realizing the wild has its own set of jaw-dropping stories to tell. Cat's first snow. Just imagine peeking through our window and catching a cat's first snow encounter. The sheer joy is infectious as the feline ball of fur leaps into a winter wonderland for the very first time. This isn't just any cat, this is pure happiness in fur form. The video unfolds like a little snow ballet. The cat, wide-eyed and curious, takes in the snowy spectacle. It's like witnessing a tiny explorer discovering a whole new world right outside your window. The flurries of snowflakes are like nature's confetti, and the cat is all in for the celebration. With each jump, you can almost feel the excitement radiating from the screen. The cat gazes into the sky, maybe wondering where this magical white stuff is coming from. And then, boing, another jump. It's a snow dance of sheer delight. There's something heartwarming about seeing a creature experiencing the simple joys of life. And this cat, with its playful snowy antics, is a reminder to find joy in the little things, just like it does in the snowflakes dancing around. Hippodile. So there's this trail camera doing its thing, right? And guess what it catches? A creature all chill and comfy, just lounging in the leaves of plants. Now here's the kicker. It's like a mix between a hippogriff and a hippodile. You know, those creatures that are so close in looks that it's like nature's playing a guessing game. Picture this little buddy. He's got this mini crocodile vibe, but hold on. It's not scary at all. It's just there soaking up the plant life, maybe enjoying its own little jungle spa day. The leaves become its cozy recliner, and you can almost feel the zen vibes radiating from the screen. Now the fun part? Nobody's Sherlock Holmes enough to pinpoint exactly what this creature is. Is it Team Hippogriff or Team Hippodile? Who knows? It's the mystery guest in the Jungle Lounge party. So there you have it, a mini crocodile look-alike kicking back in the leaves, adding a dash of wild mystery to the great outdoors. Who said nature can't keep us entertained with its own version of masked identities? A maned wolf. A unique animal was spotted in Brazil, a maned wolf. Picture a creature with shaggy fur that contrasts sharply with a cool black nose and ears. This is not a forest. Instead, it is a place where wolves stroll and even descend stairs. It's similar to being a savage urban explorer. The wolf surprises everyone with its sleek black features, making it appear as though it is a stylish guest. It seems to know its way around and doesn't seem to mind stairs. This animal companion brings a bit of the wonders of nature to the bustle of the city. The sight of this wolf is a symbol of the wild. Taking up residence in unexpected places must astound people. Rattlesnake's Warning Symphony. This is a really cool video where a rattlesnake performs tail-end percussion. The rattlesnake expertly manipulates its characteristic sound as the camera records the action. This intriguing ability is used by the serpentine musician to create a warning signal, a distinctive rattle that reverberates throughout the environment. The captivating rhythmic dance of the tail, which generates the distinctive sound, functions as an inbuilt alarm system. The snake alerts other animals to its presence by singing a warning song. A rattlesnake uses its tail as a musical instrument of survival, and the rhythmic vibrations showcase nature's creative adaptations. This captivating show provides an insight into the realm of serpentine communication, where the straightforward tale can serve as both a warning and a musical composition. Sea turtle arrival. A single baby sea turtle that survived its mother's clutch of about 100 eggs makes its appearance in this amazing video. This tiny hatchling sets out on an amazing journey after patiently incubating in the warm sand for 60 days. The tiny creature makes a determined entry into the vast unknown, as seen by its flippers pushing through the sand. This lone birth caught on camera tells a story of resiliency and the fleeting beauty of life. The baby turtle represents the unwavering spirit of nature, full of adventures in the ocean to come. Its lonesome arrival serves as a moving reminder of the difficulties and victories these amazing creatures have had to overcome in order to survive in the vast ocean. Adorable bear. Okay, you gotta hear about this heart-melting scene caught on camera. So, picture a snowy wonderland, and in the middle of it, there's this adorable bear and a human buddy just having the time of their lives. The bear's all chill, lying under the guy like they're sharing the comfiest couch ever. And get this, the man's not just standing around, he's playing with the bear like they're both kids in a snow playground. It's seriously the cutest thing to witness, like an epic friendship unfolding right there in the snow. Their bond is pure joy, making you want to join in on the fun. The bear's probably thinking, this human is my best buddy. And the guy's like, I've got the coolest bear friend ever. You can't help but smile watching them goofing around together. It's like a real-life teddy bear picnic, but with snow and genuine friendship vibes. If there's a happiness meter, this video would break it. It's that heartwarming. Just a bear and a human proving that friendship knows no bounds, especially when there's snow and playtime involved. Bear attacking moose. So there's this video where a family becomes moose heroes. A moose is in trouble, facing off with a bear. Brave family steps in, saves the day, and decides, hey moose, you're with us now. They bring the moose home, but there's a hitch. It's not munching on anything. Kind of missing its mom, you know?
We need to get over to a seat.
Fast forward a bit, and here's the heartwarming twist. The family is like, we got this. They shower the moose with love, become its adopted moose parents, and guess what? The moose starts chowing down. It's like a tale of friendship overcoming tough times. Imagine the scene. Moose and family sharing a bond that's stronger than bear scares. The moose goes from missing its mom to chomping happily, thanks to its awesome new human pals. It's a feel-good story where a wild buddy finds a second chance at home sweet home. Friendly bear. Guess what I saw in this video? A total cuteness overload. There's this adorable bear just hanging out near a farmhouse in the middle of this stunning forest. The people there are all chill, having a good time with this friendly bear, probably thinking it's their new forest buddy. But hold on to your hats. Out of the blue, this cuddly bear decides to take the party inside the farmhouse. You can imagine the scene. The bear does a surprise entrance, and suddenly the chill vibes turn into a bit of chaos. People start running for the hills, probably not expecting their new furry friend to be such an indoor enthusiast. It's like a comedy sketch in real life, with the bear stealing the show. Who would have thought that a farmhouse hangout with a bear could turn into a sitcom moment? Nature really knows how to keep us on our toes, or paws in this case. Jealous lioness. There's this video I came across, and it's like a mini soap opera in the jungle. Picture this. A chill lion minding its business, soaking up the jungle vibes. Then, cue two lionesses entering the scene. One of them decides to cozy up to the lion, and boom! The other lioness shoots them this look of pure jealousy. It's like animal drama at its finest, and surprisingly relatable. What got me was how the jealous lioness wore her emotions on her furry face. That classic, I wish I was getting attention too expression. It's fascinating to see these creatures displaying jealousy just like we do. The jungle's got its own version of cute relationship antics, and it's downright adorable. Who knew animals could be so relatable? Makes you appreciate the shared emotional quirks we have with our wild neighbors. Next time you think jealousy is just a human thing, Remember this jungle love triangle. Burmese python. You won't believe what I stumbled upon. This downright eerie video. Imagine a car, innocent enough, but lurking under the seat is a monstrous Burmese python, like something out of a thriller movie. The scary part? There's a brave, or maybe a bit too brave, boy holding this colossal snake like it's a pet hamster. I mean, seriously, who holds a giant python in their hands? That's like a recipe for a heart-pounding moment right there. Just watching it makes your spine tingle. It's one of those what on earth is happening kind of scenes. I can't help but think about the risk factor here. Giant pythons aren't exactly known for tea parties. The whole thing gives me the heebie-jeebies. You gotta wonder, what's going on in that kid's head? It's like a real-life horror show in the backseat of a car. Snakes under the seat? No thank you. Capybara wearing Crocs. You won't believe what I just saw in this video. It's like Mother Nature decided to throw a comedy special. There's a capybara, you know, that giant rodent chilling in the wild riding shotgun on the back of a crocodile. I kid you not. These two buddies are casually crossing a river and even taking a stroll down the road together. It's like a buddy cop movie, but with a capybara and a crocodile. The capybara looking all cool and comfy on its croc taxi, just enjoying the ride like they're on some wild adventure. The hilarious part is how these unlikely friends seem to be having a blast. They have planned a river cruise playdate. I never thought I'd see a capybara catching a ride on a crocodile like it's the most normal thing in the world. Nature really knows how to surprise and amuse.
What is that?
Join us as we delve into a series of trail camera recordings filled with mystifying moments. From strange substances to sewer explorations and odd encounters with unusual women. These clips will intrigue and surprise you. Each frame offers a glimpse into the unusual, blurring the lines between the ordinary and the supernatural, providing a unique and captivating look at the mysteries that surround us. Mysterious substance. On a dark and unsettling night, the camera captured an enigmatic scene with a cryptic room filled with thick, swirling fumes. Darkness cloaked everything, with only a faint glimmer of pale light seeping through the window, casting an eerie glow. In this unsettling environment, something inexplicable unfolded. A mysterious substance materialized before the camera, its appearance chilling and foreboding. It would suddenly manifest, passing repeatedly in front of the lens, leaving a sense of dread in its wake. Was this an encounter with the paranormal? As this eerie substance passed, it seemed to spread, intensifying the eerie atmosphere. The camera person was overcome with a profound sense of horror. This was a truly mystifying and terrifying encounter, one that defied explanation. Its nature and purpose remained elusive, leaving everyone bewildered in the dead of night, haunted by the unsettling mystery that had unfolded before their eyes. Eerie creatures. The camera captured an exceedingly rare occurrence deep within a forest adorned with towering trees. In this tranquil woodland setting, two charming birds perched upon a fallen tree, a serene display of nature's wonders. Yet what unfolded next was a peculiar phenomenon that left everyone in perplexity. Without warning, the two birds vanished into thin air, replaced by the presence of a snowy white deer peacefully grazing on the grass. This unexpected transformation left everyone astounded and filled with questions. Where had the birds gone? Was this white deer a creature of the paranormal? These mysteries swirled in the minds of all who witnessed this bizarre event. While the bird's behavior was natural, the sudden appearance of the deer defied explanation, shrouding the scene in an aura of eerie uncertainty. It remained a great enigma, one that sent shivers down the spines of those who encountered it, leaving behind a sense of bewilderment and fear. Truly a strange and inexplicable occurrence in the heart of the woods. Strange women. The camera caught a rare or mysterious sight. A girl recorded a video of her mother at midnight. In this video, the girl captured that there was a weird voice that was coming from the kitchen that was really cryptic and disturbing. When she went to the kitchen, a very scary sight was happening. The lady in the kitchen was wearing a white dress that is her mom. She was a sleepwalker. She was doing something strange or cryptic. She was opening or closing the oven's door repeatedly. It was a very curious scene that made the girl terrified. She suddenly stopped. Her mother turned her head in an eerie or cryptic manner toward her. When she called her, her mother made a very scary voice that made the girl terrified.
Mom?
It was a really very scary scene that the camera had recorded. It was a great mystery that is still doubtful.
Mom?
Cassowary's cryptic attack. Deep in the corners of the internet, a scary video showed a man facing off with a very dangerous bird called a cassowary. People usually think of cassowaries as the scariest birds on Earth, and this video proved it. The strange situation happened when the man wandered into the cassowary's home, where nature rules everything. The bird acted like a protective mother, and it attacked the man. What makes cassowaries really scary is that they don't use their big beaks to hurt you. They have hidden weapons. Under their feathers, they have sharp claws that are 4 inches long, like hidden knives. As the video played out, lots of people tried to guess why this usually shy bird got so aggressive. Some said the man might have accidentally gone where he shouldn't have, and that's what set off the bird. This whole spooky encounter reminds us that nature can be full of mysteries. Like the cassowaries, which keep its secret hidden deep in the wild, just like it guards its eggs. Eerie lady. In a more unsettling turn of events, this video captures a deeply disturbing incident involving an elderly woman approaching the front door of a specific house during the late hours of the night. Her gaze fixated upon the door already sends shivers down the spine. But what amplifies the terror is the object clutched tightly in her hand. This eerie figure stands motionless in front of the house, seemingly wielding a knife with an unsettling air of anticipation, possibly awaiting someone's arrival. Her gaze remains disturbingly fixated on the blade, as though mustering the resolve to carry out whatever sinister intentions she may harbor. The mere thought of someone from the house encountering this eerie lady is enough to send chills down one's spine. It's quite possible that she may be grappling with some form of mental illness, as her actions and demeanor suggest she might not be in a sound state of mind. Sewer inspection revealed an eerie surprise. The Athens, Georgia Public Utilities Department shared a video for a sewer system promo highlighting the damage from foreign objects. But what stood out was the startling moment captured by the camera. As it navigated the drain, an eerie sight unfolded. A creepy creature with glowing eyes seemed to be staring right at it. Even now, the department is perplexed by this mysterious hand, sparking debates among viewers. Some speculate it could be a mutant creature, while others argue it's a regular bullfrog. The true nature of this bizarre encounter remains a puzzling mystery. Eerie moment. In a spooky encounter caught on camera, a young woman in her 20s found herself watching over her parents' house. While she was at work, her phone rang with missed calls from her worried mother and a puzzling text message. What seemed like a regular message took a chilling turn as she played the attached video. Out of nowhere, a massive black bear appeared in the serene living room, a presence both strange and terrifying. What's really unsettling is the bear's behavior. It moves around the room with an eerie calmness, even casually placing its huge paws on the piano keys without any sign of worry. As if it were a messenger of the supernatural, defying the laws of nature and leaving behind an unsettling feeling of fear. Cursed Eagles Golf. In the eerie setting of Tampa, Florida, specifically at the Cursed Eagles Golf Course, a group of unsuspecting men ready to tee off stumbled upon a nightmarish spectacle that would haunt their dreams. Their eyes widened in terror as they beheld not one, but two colossal 11-foot gators locked in a grotesque supernatural battle near a sinister pond.
The ladies tee? I don't think so.
No, I want a picture of me teeing off with him right there.
Yeah, right.
The vile beast withered and thrashed, their grotesque bodies entwined, making it impossible to discern which eldritch horror held the upper hand. Yet an unspoken dread hung heavy in the air, suggesting that the larger monstrosity was gaining a malevolent advantage. Such spine-tingling encounters, while not unheard of, sent shivers down the spines of those unfortunate witnesses, especially when captured on a cursed camera in the unholy grounds of a golf course. These battles between unholy gators, fueled by a dark and ancient animosity, typically arise from blasphemous territorial disputes, or the coveting of profane prime real estate in a cursed realm where only the most sinister survive.
Holy look at that.
I'd be careful because when he lets go of that tail.
Scary front yard encounter. In the darkness of the night, a trail camera captured an intriguing scene in a house's front yard. When we examined the footage closely, we noticed a shadowy figure in motion. Initially, it appears to be an ordinary person, but as it moves past the camera's view, something bizarre occurs. It begins to fade away into nothingness. This footage is undeniably peculiar and shrouded in mystery. Upon further scrutiny, the figure takes on a pallid, nearly invisible quality, reminiscent of a ghostly apparition. However, it's worth considering that this phenomenon could be attributed to a camera glitch, particularly if it's a budget-friendly model. These cameras occasionally struggle to process a person's form, resulting in the illusion of their vanishing act. The enigma lingers, leading us to question whether it's a supernatural occurrence or merely a technological quirk. Mysterious Bigfoot amidst woods. In a quiet forest far from people, a camera reported something eerie. It was a huge, mysterious figure moving silently among ancient trees.
No way. Walking backwards.
The way it moved seemed unnatural, like it came from another world. It gave off a strange feeling, making us all scared and curious. This strange presence was cloaked in darkness, and we couldn't understand where it came from or what it wanted. The forest, once peaceful, now felt eerie and full of unknowns. When we watched the video later, we couldn't shake off the uneasy feeling it left us with. We had so many questions about this mysterious figure, but no answers. It reminded us that there are still many secrets in the natural world, and in that forest, we witnessed something beyond our understanding.
I don't see feet.
Mysterious mammoth skeleton unveiled. In a hidden, dark place, a mysterious video revealed something incredible. A nearly complete mammoth skeleton tucked away from sight, like a challenging puzzle. These bones belong to a massive creature that lived long ago, a male mammoth in its prime. Surprisingly, it had been buried secretly around 15,000 years ago, and no one knew why.
It was an adult male, probably in its 40s at the time of its death.
As we examined the skeleton closely, we discovered key parts. A skull that once made loud noises, a jaw that chewed ancient plants, and its impressive tusks. Some spine bones hinted at its enormous size, and scattered ribs had their unique tails. But the real puzzle was this: its limbs and feet were missing, as if they had vanished into the past. Alongside the mammoth, we found tools crafted by ancient humans, a plan for its neck, and 3 significant markers. It appears these ancient people buried the mammoth for reasons known only to them. Now, we stand on the brink of unraveling this mystery, much like piecing together a ghostly tale from the distant past.
A second line of evidence is this sequence of articulated neck vertebrae that we had.
Alien encounter? On a dark and eerie night at the campsite, something strange unfolded. The camera captured a rare and chilling sight, although the image was dim and unclear. The atmosphere carried an eerie, mysterious aura, sending shivers down the spines of those present. Suddenly, the operator spotted an unexpected guest, a mysterious creature seemingly alien. Its appearance created a stir, almost as if the very fire reacted to its presence. Panic spread as people scurried around, unaware of the lurking, mysterious figure among the trees. It resembled an enigmatic creature blending into the shadows. Then, in a swift motion, the alien darted away, leaving a trail of mystery. This was an unprecedented event, a puzzle that no one had ever encountered before. The alien remained an enigma, a mystery that begged for an explanation, leaving the campsite shrouded in an unsettling atmosphere of uncertainty. Cryptic creature in marine. The camera recorded a rare and mysterious sight of a creature in the marine. It was something very strange that the camera had captured, a scene of a fish that was very strange or doubtful. The fish in the ocean was not a normal fish. Its face seemed like a human face. It utterly resembled a human face. This was a very strange and cryptic creature that was found in the ocean. That was very curious or peculiar. How was it possible? It puts everyone near the ocean in doubt. It also makes people scared. Like, what is this creature? Is this something paranormal or not? However, like a normal fish, it also has fins or a tail, but it was not giving some cherish or normal vibe that its face is like a human. So it was a great deep mystery that dropped everyone in suspense and made everyone curious about what it was. It is still a puzzling mystery. Anyhow, it was very strange. Strange creature. A person recorded a mysterious sight of a creature. In this video, a strange creature appeared in the forefront of the camera. It seems like a person without clothes at first glance, and also it seems like he is struggling to enter a house. But the curious thing that happens when that creature drops its head down is that it does not resemble a human. Instead, it looks like the head of a horse. But this mysterious creature stands up on two legs. It is a very strange-looking creature. It possesses a cylindrical body. It is looking very eerie or scary and vibrating like it is a paranormal creature. It is still a great mystery. This white-colored creature dropped everyone in doubt. Some people think that it was a paranormal creature or something else. Anyhow, it is not a normal human being or other creature. Creepy wolf. In a deep, dark forest, a man captured a strange video. In this video, there was a big, scary wolf hiding behind a tree. The forest had tall trees with spaces between them, so you could see the wolf from far away. The wolf looked really scary, and it was chasing a nearby dog with great curiosity. As the video went on, things got even scarier. A large white-brown dog suddenly showed up and attacked the wolf. But here's the surprise. The wolf fought back and roared even louder at the dog. Their battle was like something from a scary movie, and it was really worth watching, but also pretty terrifying. The video was a mystery because nobody expected to see a wild black wolf and a dog in that forest. We don't know where the dog came from or why it attacked the wolf. It's still a big mystery that no one has figured out yet. So kids, imagine watching this video and trying to solve the puzzle of the scary wolf and the brave dog in the spooky woods. Mysterious shadow. In the dark, eerie woods, a mysterious event unfolded. A camera placed deep within the sinister forest recorded a puzzling video. In this enigmatic footage, a U-shaped shadow suddenly appeared. What could it be? The shadow belonged to a strange creature, not quite like a bear, with a distinct shape. Unlike anything seen before, this creature baffled the onlookers. The camera, intended to capture the secrets of the forest, failed to reveal this lurking mystery on a sunny day. It left everyone wondering, what was it and where did it come from? Its presence sent shivers down their spines, leaving them with more questions than answers. Glowing orb mystery. The trail camera in broad daylight captured an odd luminous sphere. This glowing ball-shaped entity drifted across the sky, sending shivers due to its eerie presence. It was a mysterious, spectral being, unlike any known creature. Its lack of a discernible body intensified the intrigue. Meanwhile, a nearby deer remained oblivious, engrossed in its own world. The enigmatic orb ascended behind the deer, steadily climbing higher into the sky. Then, abruptly, it shot upwards, beyond the camera's lens, leaving behind an unresolved enigma. The riddle remained unsolved, and its purpose or identity remained a baffling mystery. Chilling Slender Man. A teen girl, innocent in her play, bouncing her ball with joy. Laughter filled the air until her ball strayed, landing far from her. Panic seized her heart as she raced back, sensing an ominous presence. Trembling, she crouched low, trying to shield herself. The dread escalated as a ghastly figure emerged. Slender Man, a tall, pale, and faceless entity with elongated limbs. He loomed behind her, casting an eerie shadow. From his shoulders sprouted two grotesque, elongated arms, sending shivers down the spine. The true horror unfurled when two more arms materialized from the abyss, closing in on the terrified girl. In the darkest depths of fear, they snatched her, and darkness consumed the screen. Upon review, the nightmare became clear. The Slender Man, an enigma with unnaturally long limbs, had invaded her world. Questions lingered, his origin a chilling mystery, his intentions a macabre enigma. The haunting footage forever etched in the realm of the unexplained, a terror that transcends boundaries, chilling all who bear witness. Cryptic voices in forest. The camera captured an eerie and mysterious scene in a dark forest, revealing terrifying and enigmatic voices emanating from its depths. The source of these sounds remained unknown, but they filled the air with an unsettling sense of dread. As the video continued, the voices grew louder and more unsettling, coming in sporadic bursts. It seemed like the eerie cries could be attributed to a creature known as a skinwalker. All around, these skinwalkers screamed and yelled, their madness adding to the already unsettling atmosphere. The voices persisted for an extended period, intensifying the sense of mystery and terror. The situation grew increasingly bizarre, with these cryptic voices creating an eerie and unsettling environment. It was an experience that defied explanation and left those present feeling deeply uneasy. Peculiar entity. The eerie footage commences with the sight of two young children embarking on an enigmatic journey, their purpose concealed in the shadows. What intensifies the unsettling ambience is the late-night timing, as the trail camera captures their eerie expedition. Abruptly, a peculiar entity materializes from the concealment of the bushes, gesturing for the children to draw near. A shroud of mystery blankets their identities and origins. Why did these children venture forth, and what compelled them to approach this enigmatic being? These perplexing questions linger in the minds of all who bear witness to the footage, yet no answers have emerged to illuminate the cryptic encounter. A wolf screams. Deep within the woods, a camera captured an intriguing sight, a black wolf. This wolf stood out from the rest, its dark and mysterious coat hinting at secrets held within. It roamed alone, its solitary presence palpable. Its rapid movement suggested a quest, but the purpose remained veiled. Not far from the wolf, a horse grazed peacefully, seemingly unfazed by the enigmatic wolf's presence. Two contrasting creatures, the wolf and the horse, shared a moment in the heart of the forest. The wolf, shrouded in darkness and carrying unspoken questions, left behind an unsolved mystery. The horse, standing serenely in the distance, appeared to possess knowledge beyond our grasp. It harbored no fear of the enigmatic wolf, hinting at a quiet wisdom that kept it undisturbed. In this forest tableau, the black wolf, rich in mystery and motion, and the tranquil horse coexisted, each with its own narrative known only to them. The wolf's enigmatic presence left behind an untold story, while the horse maintained its composure, unperturbed by the enigma nearby. This encounter remained a profound mystery, its message yet to be deciphered. Frozen creatures of desolation. In a frozen world, a scary video showed nature being really tough. It was super quiet as the camera moved over a super cold place. There, different animals were stuck, trapped by the freezing cold. A small tiger cub all by itself had lost its mom and got too far from safety. It was stuck in ice, looking really scared, like it was begging for help from anyone who might pass by. But there was another big tiger nearby, once strong and mighty. Now it was helpless, almost frozen, but somehow still alive, fighting to survive. Further away, a wolf and a fox, enemies in life, were now frozen together in a sad end to their fight. The cold had taken their lives, and they were still locked in their struggle. A dog, loyal and true, was frozen too. Its warm heart was stopped forever, a sad reminder that even our best friends can't escape the freezing bite of winter. And a rabbit, maybe caught in a fence, was frozen in its struggle for freedom. Winter had been too cruel, ending its fight too soon. In this icy silence, we didn't know why these innocent creatures ended up here. How did they fall into winter's icy trap? The video didn't have answers, only a glimpse into a world where nature's secrets were hidden in the cold wind, and the fate of these animals was a mystery covered in an eerie sense of dread. Siberian alien mystery. In Siberia, a strange video shocked those who watched it. The video showed a lifeless, alien-looking creature lying on the icy ground. A reporter's voice added an eerie feeling to the video. The story was like something from outer space, with witnesses talking about a mesmerizing blue and orange light falling from the sky. They thought it was a UFO crashing to Earth in a burst of colors. People's curiosity led them closer to the mysterious light, and they discovered something unbelievable. An alien. It looked like a naked human, but had an odd, mysterious presence. Scientists were puzzled too and found this being, originally thought to be from far-off galaxies, strangely resembled a human. The discovery shook the scientific community and challenged what they knew.
It shows an alleged discovery of an alien in Siberia, as in an alien from another planet.
But the mystery didn't end there. The alien was frozen in ice with a broken leg, hinting at a strange journey. How it came to Earth remained a puzzling secret, an unsolved mystery that continued to baffle us. In the icy wilderness of Siberia, the enigma of the alien in human form remained, a mystery that fascinated us and reminded us of the vast unknowns of the universe, hidden in the shadows, whispering secrets we couldn't grasp. Frozen in time. In a puzzling scene that left everyone shocked, a video revealed a man trapped in a solid block of ice. He stood there, isolated from the world, in front of a curious crowd. Nobody could quite understand why he had willingly put himself in this icy prison, but it seemed like some kind of daring stunt. As the days passed, he remained trapped, and hunger gnawed at him relentlessly. It had been 3 long days without food, but the cold was even more relentless, threatening to consume his very being. It felt as if he was on the brink of being lost to the icy void, his mind barely flickering in the freezing darkness. Then, in a moment filled with tension, a shadowy figure emerged, armed with a blade. With a skillful stroke, the ice shattered, and the man was freed. The crowd gasped in astonishment as he was rushed to an awaiting ambulance. His condition was precarious and his fate uncertain. In the hospital, his battle against the cold continued. His body bore the scars of his chilling, but he clung to life bravely. The enigma of the man encased in ice remained etched in the minds of all who had witnessed the inexplicable event, a mystery that defied easy explanation. Mysterious sky visitors vanish. A camera saw something very strange. It was a weird, ghostly thing moving silently in the dark, cloudy sky. It looked like a secret from the heavens, like those mysterious UFOs people talk about. As the camera watched, this strange visitor suddenly shot across the sky incredibly fast. It broke all the rules of science, speeding into space so quickly that it gave everyone watching the chills. This strange event was a lot like a story people in Mabalacat talked about many years ago. Back in the year 2000, a bright thing lit up the night sky. It was emitting green light and made weird patterns in the sky, like it was trying to tell us something. People there were sure it was a UFO from unknown places. But what the camera captured was different. It soared way up high, almost touching space, and then disappeared into the great unknown. No one knew why it was there, where it came from, or what it wanted. As people shared the video, they came up with all kinds of ideas. Was it a visitor from faraway stars, a message from the unknown, or just a trick of the eye? With each question, the mystery got deeper, and this strange visitor from the sky remained an unsolved puzzle, a reminder of how vast and mysterious our universe can be, always hidden in shadows and secrets. Tiger attacked tortoise. Deep in a very old, forgotten forest where the forest whispers were heard in the rustling leaves, something strange happened in the middle of a sunny day. A camera, always ready, recorded a moment that was hard to understand. There was a calm river winding through the thick trees, and its water sparkled like shiny silk under the sunlight breaking through the leaves. The forest stayed quiet, almost like it was waiting for something. And then, like it was called by some hidden power, a big, magnificent tiger appeared from the shadows. The tiger moved gracefully, not like the fierce hunter it usually was. Its eyes held a mysterious intent. It silently crept down to the river, its strong muscles showing through its striped fur. Suddenly, in the blink of an eye, the tiger leaped and grabbed a tortoise that hadn't seen it coming. This was odd. It was as if the fierce tiger had become curious and gentle, capturing a tortoise known for its patience and tough shell. It was like two different worlds colliding, leaving everyone who saw it in awe and wonder.
Yeah.
After that, the tiger ran back towards the forest. The forest, full of ancient secrets, didn't give any answers. This strange moment, frozen in time, became a nature puzzle that made people think about the mysteries of the wild.
Very good.
In the heart of that old forest, the camera didn't just capture a picture. It showed us a peek into the complex mysteries of nature, leaving us all amazed by the mysteries of the wild. Attack of Sasquatch on trail cam. Deep in a very old, mysterious forest where the secrets of nature seemed to whisper through the rustling leaves, something strange happened. It was all captured by a trail camera, and what it revealed was beyond explanation. In this forest where the thick trees blocked most of the sunlight, only a hand appeared in the footage. It wasn't an entire animal, just a hand, rough and primitive from some unknown creature. This hand, a strange part of something unseen, suddenly appeared in front of the camera. It was lit by the dim sunlight, and it reminded people of the stories of Sasquatch, a mythical forest being. Covered in coarse, tangled fur, it looked like a ghostly limb from the unknown. With a purposeful air, this ghostly hand reached out toward the camera. The fingers hidden in shadow seemed to carry mysteries. It struck at the camera, each hit echoing through the silent forest like a dark drumbeat. But the camera stood strong, resisting this strange, ghostly force. The camera didn't yield to the hand's relentless attack, creating a tense and eerie atmosphere. Was this about claiming territory, driven by curiosity, or something we can't even fathom? In the end, the ghostly hand's mission remained a mystery. It retreated, disappearing back into the ancient forest, leaving behind an unsettling puzzle. The video served as proof that there are unexplainable things in the wilderness, hidden in the heart of this mysterious forest. Eerie Forest Spectral Encounter. In a dark forest, something very scary happened. A strange video showed a frightening scene. It seemed like someone recorded a terrifying event. Late at night, in the deep dark woods, a tall and ghostly figure appeared. It glowed eerily like a ghost or an omen of bad things. This figure was a woman, just a regular person who had gotten lost in the black maze of trees. Her footsteps echoed in the eerie silence. Suddenly from the darkness, another tall figure, just like the first one, appeared without a sound. It walked alongside the first figure, both guiding the frightened woman further into the mysterious forest. The night was so dark and thick that it felt like it was swallowing them up. The darkness hid their evil plans, and nobody could see what happened to the woman. Did they harm her, or did something even worse occur, like turning her into a creature like them? The forest kept the truth hidden, making it a spine-chilling mystery. This video scared everyone who watched it, reminding them that some mysteries are too terrifying to uncover, best left buried in the depths of the unknown. Ancient Yakusha's Pup. Deep within the icy expanse of Yakusha, a place where time almost seems to stop, something strange was found by a Russian scientist. They shared a video that unveiled an amazing discovery, an 18,000-year-old puppy perfectly preserved in ice. This puzzling find, hidden in the icy grip of permafrost, left those who saw it feeling a sense of mystery. This ancient puppy, a relic from a time long gone, had its fur, whiskers, and teeth astonishingly well preserved. Yet a big question hung in the air. Was it a dog or a wolf? The answer remained uncertain, hidden by the frozen cloak that had kept it safe for thousands of years. Scientists eager to uncover the truth ran tests. They confirmed it was a male, but the real identity of this creature remained a puzzle, a mystery as old as time itself. What happened to this little pup so many ages ago? The answer rested deep in the frozen heart of Yakusha, guarded by the timeless secrets of this untouched land. More tests were promised, offering a glimmer of hope, a chance to reveal the unknown. In this story of ancient mysteries, one thing was clear. Our world is full of wonders we're yet to discover. It's a reminder that our boundless curiosity can unlock the secrets hidden in the enigmatic corners of our planet. Lost on Everest for 65 years. The video showed that in the shadowed realm of Mount Everest's icy embrace, a chilling revelation unfolded. The daring mountaineers ascended the dangerous slopes, each step veiled in uncertainty. A hushed gasp escaped their lips as they stumbled upon the remains of a fallen soul, a man in a really creepy situation. He was in such a creepy situation, like an ancient secret unveiled. His legs, once full of vigor, now cruelly broken. His skin was totally damaged, and it felt like snow. Nobody could understand his identity through his situation. Yet, as their eyes fixated on a tattered emblem upon his weathered shirt, an enigma unfurled. It was George Mallory, long lost to the unforgiving mountain's embrace, a phantom from 75 years past. How had he met this macabre fate? What happened to him so many years ago? In the depths of Everest's chilling embrace, the mysteries of Mallory's final moments whispered in the wind, shrouded in an eternal riddle. A mysterious bird. In the heart of a dense forest, a camera captured a rare and puzzling sight. The recording unveiled a creature unlike any seen before. It stood concealed behind the sturdy trunk of a tree, shrouded in an air of mystery. This enigmatic being, though resembling a bird, held an eerie quality that defied the norms of nature. The creature's appearance was far from ordinary. Its countenance bore a haunting visage, with deep abyssal eyes, and a face akin to that of a skeletal figure. Its presence invoked a sense of unease, a riddle that left all who beheld it in a state of wonder and doubt. This peculiar avian entity remained veiled in obscurity, an unfamiliar species to all who roamed the woods. Its existence sparked suspicion and intrigue, prompting questions that echoed through the minds of those who encountered the footage. It represented a grand enigma, a feathered enigma yet to be unraveled, leaving observers captivated by its mysterious allure. The woods held their secrets close, guarding this extraordinary creature, ensuring that its true nature remained a tantalizing puzzle for all. A mysterious mountain creature. In a remote mountainous area, a peculiar sight was caught on camera. On a flat road, an unusual deer was spotted. This was no ordinary deer, as it behaved strangely. It was seen repeatedly rubbing its neck against the ground, creating an eerie atmosphere. The cameraman zoomed in to get a closer look, revealing something even more unsettling. The deer had eyes that glowed an unnatural white, lacking the usual dark pupils seen in ordinary animals. This feature, often associated with paranormal beings, added to the mystique of the encounter. The footage captured by the camera presented a truly enigmatic and unsettling scene. This occurrence left a sense of unease and wonder, prompting many to ponder the nature of this mysterious deer and the strange events that unfolded on that desolate road. This was really a great and deep mystery which is still unknown or puzzled. Bear attack cub. Deep within a wild place, a video surfaced showing something strange. Among the thick trees near a calm water spot, sunlight uncovered a scary event. A small, defenseless cub so innocent was trapped in a terrible situation. The one causing this harm was a huge bear, a powerful part of nature. While the cruel act went on, it felt like even the forest itself held its breath, watching. But nature in the wild is full of surprises. Just when things seemed darkest, another bear appeared out of nowhere like an unexpected hero. This bear had been quietly watching from afar. The arrival of this mysterious helper seemed to have some hidden power. The first bear, the aggressor, seemed unsure and backed away. Why did it do this? What strange force guided nature in these puzzling ways? These questions stayed without answers, leaving us uneasy. The second bear, now guarding the injured cub, looked at it with care. Sadly, it seemed the cub was already hurt badly. Though saved from immediate danger, it had painful marks from the rough encounter. As the second bear gently held the cub, a sad truth hung in the air. The mysteries of this wilderness were still unsolved. In that quiet part of the wild, a dark secret was whispered through the leaves. A baby cub had suffered at the paws of its own kind. The forest kept its secrets, guarding the mysterious code of nature. Mysteries of iguana survival. The video showed that in a peaceful place, a camera caught a strange and risky show. A tiny baby iguana roamed around, not knowing danger was close. The ground was rocky, with old stones and pebbles telling stories of past struggles. As the hot sun shone down, the iguana felt something bad behind it. It realized shakes were creeping closer. Fear rushed through its small body, triggering its survival instincts. Suddenly, it sprinted through the rocks, confusing the snakes. They couldn't catch it, and their plans failed. But the tale wasn't over. The cunning snakes regrouped for another try. Another iguana, innocent and unaware, walked into their trap. It tried to escape but couldn't avoid the snake's deadly bite. Then, a surprising twist. Another brave iguana appeared. At first, it stopped, maybe pretending to give up. But as the snakes got closer, courage surged. The little iguana outran the snakes, escaping danger and finding its mother. This story shows the mystery of life's delicate balance, where survival and sacrifice hang by a thin thread. It's a captivating scene filled with nature's eternal struggle. Mysterious sun bear rescue. In a dark and hidden place, a video revealed a secret that had been hidden for a long time. It was about a wild sun bear locked in a cage for 7 years. This was a cruel and mysterious thing. As we watched the video, we could see how terrible the bear's life had become. Her once strong body was now weak, and her black fur was covered in scars from her time in the cage. She seemed desperate, hurting herself in a desperate attempt to escape. It was as if she believed hurting herself would free her from the cage. Each scratch and scar told a story of the pain she endured, with no one to hear her cries. But then, a glimmer of hope appeared in the video. Some kind-hearted people came to rescue her, breaking the secrecy around her suffering. With care and gentleness, they freed her from the cage. However, the mystery deepened as they tried to help her recover. The bear, now frail and weak, stepped into a world outside the cage. Her healing was a puzzle, as veterinarians gave her vitamins and mysterious injections whose purpose was known only to a few.
We gave her antibiotics. We also give her some painkiller because her joints are quite sore and she vomited earlier.
The question that lingered in the air was heavy with uncertainty. How did this sun bear end up in that cage for 7 long years? What terrible things had she endured during that time? The mystery of her past haunted those who saw her video, reminding us of the darkness that can hide the suffering of animals in our world. Mysterious nightcrawler captured. Late at night on a dark, quiet street, a security camera recorded something very strange. It was so spooky that it gave people chills. The street had no light except for some distant street lamps, making it all the more eerie. A mysterious figure slowly appeared on the camera, moving silently down the empty road. It was tough to see its shape because it blended with the darkness. People started calling it the Nightcrawler because of the way it moved, like it was part of the shadows. Then a car drove by, and its bright headlights briefly lit up the street. In that moment, the mysterious creature vanished quickly into the darkness as if it was never there. The people inside the car probably had no idea of the strange thing that had just passed. People began to wonder who or what this Nightcrawler was. Some thought it might be a creature from old stories, while others guessed it could be a person up to no good, hiding in the dark. Since the camera didn't capture clear details, the mystery deepened. It became a topic of fascination, like a spooky story people tell each other at night. In the end, nobody could solve the puzzle of the Nightcrawler. It remained a secret, a mystery that people whispered about. Maybe it was a glimpse into a world we don't understand, or perhaps it was a reminder that even in our modern world, the night still hides its secrets, waiting for those who are curious enough to find them. Mysterious forest chase. In a quiet forest during the daytime, something strange happened, hidden from regular people watching. A camera unintentionally recorded a scene that would always be hard to explain. Among the twisted trees and rustling leaves, 2 mysterious creatures appeared, a single dog and a massive wolf, both eerie figures deep in the woods. The dog's dark presence felt like it covered everything, hinting at chaos. Then, like lightning in the dark, the huge black wolf suddenly chased after the dog. The dog, already scared, ran as fast as it could, its paws a blur on the ground. Their chase was a scary, silent dance, a mix of fear and fierceness under the old trees. They went deeper into the forest where the trees cast long, eerie shadows. The dog's scared barks and the wolf's haunting howls made a mysterious sound in the quiet woods. What caused this strange chase? Why was the dog being chased by the wolf? As the sun went down, making long shadows, the chase kept going. Neither the wolf nor the dog gave up. It was a strange and dark scene, a clash of powers that nobody could understand happening right in front of the camera. In the heart of the woods, the mystery continued as the dog and wolf played their strange game, leaving many questions and mysteries behind. Wolf versus Wolverine. The camera captured an incredibly rare and unsettling sight. In a dark and blurry image, something terrifying unfolded. Instead of a typical wolf, a fierce Wolverine appeared. Its appearance strange and creepy, making it difficult to comprehend. They engaged in an eerie dance like a spooky ritual. The atmosphere grew heavy and peculiar, unsettling everyone involved. The 2 creatures fought intensely, a chaotic tangle of fur and teeth. The Wolverine repeatedly bit the wolf, producing gruesome sounds. Their struggle resembled a deeply unsettling embrace. The larger Wolverine seemed like a specter of fear, knowing precisely where to strike, filling the other creature with terror. They continued their battle, seemingly trapped in a grim fate. This chilling scene was captured by the unfeeling camera. a stark reminder of how strange and frightening things can become in the darkest corners of our world. A mysterious mouse? The camera captured a rare and mysterious sighting on a dark, unsettling night. The atmosphere was eerie, making it difficult to comprehend what was happening. The air felt heavy, adding to the unease in the surroundings. This unusual event unfolded on a small, grassy field. As the camera panned, it revealed the presence of a strange and cryptic creature that resembled a mouse, but had an unnatural, eerie glow in its eyes. The creature moved about the ground, emitting cryptic vibes that left the operator uneasy. This peculiar characteristic was often associated with paranormal entities. The footage recorded by the camera presented a truly enigmatic and unsettling scene. The question on everyone's mind was, what was this creature? This occurrence left people both uneasy and curious, prompting them to contemplate the nature of this cryptic being and the mysterious events on the grassy field. It remained a mystifying and puzzling clip. With the intent of this being still unknown. The shark. At a brackish pond, an unusual event unfolded when a colossal white shark made an appearance. Normally, sharks and whales inhabit vast oceans, so encountering one in a petite pond was utterly perplexing. The atmosphere grew dense and peculiar, instilling unease in all who witnessed this eerie sight. The shark's presence felt eerie and foreboding, casting an eerie aura over the observer behind the camera. The shark swam solitary in the confined waters, intensifying the already strange ambience. People couldn't fathom why it had ventured into this unlikely habitat. The enigma surrounding its presence endured, a riddle without a solution. The entire scene left everyone mystified and full of questions. The camera captured this rare phenomenon, but its peculiarity remained elusive. The shark's presence was incongruous and its motives shrouded in mystery. The person behind the lens experienced a blend of fear and curiosity, bearing witness to an event that was undeniably strange and disconcerting. The question of why the shark had chosen that peculiar pond remains unanswered to this day. A giant figure. In the quiet mountains, a strange occurrence unfolded before the camera, casting an eerie atmosphere over the surroundings. The air grew heavy, sending shivers down everyone's spines. A bizarre and unsettling sight came into view, leaving observers perplexed. In the heart of the Rocky Mountains, a mysterious creature stood, its exact form eluding comprehension. A puzzle challenging anyone to decipher. Then along a solitary road winding through the towering peaks, the camera captured the presence of an immense figure. This being so tall that it defied the norms of human stature, transcending the bounds of possibility. The entire scene felt peculiar and instilled a sense of unease in those who beheld it. Questions arose about the nature of this extraordinary entity, stretching the limits of explanation. Yet as time passed, the mystery remained unsolved, leaving all witnesses puzzled and slightly unnerved. Even today, the true identity of this colossal creature remains an enigma, a profound and inexplicable riddle that lingers in the annals of the strange and unknown. A haunted house. On a dark night, a camera captured something very mysterious and scary. The air felt strange and gave everyone an uneasy feeling. In the video, a strange creature appeared, something out of the ordinary. It was looking very haunted, as well as an eerie being. There was a creepy, haunted house sending chills down spines. Through the camera, a glimpse of a haunting figure at a window was recorded. The scene was truly terrifying. The creature was there, lurking at the back window of the building. Its presence made everyone feel uneasy. This haunted creature was caught peeking out of the building window. It was looking very scary and cryptic. The footage showed an enigmatic and unsettling scene. It's a deep mystery still unknown. Nobody knows what it was. Is it really a paranormal entity or something else entirely? It remains a puzzle waiting to be solved. Some operators define it as a paranormal thing, and some are saying that it is something else, like a bird or an animal. But it was not found what it was. Lurking entity. In the secluded heights of the remote mountains, a peculiar sight met the gaze of the camera lens. The person peering through it felt a curious blend of fascination and uncertainty. The mountains, once blanketed in a soft white coat of snow, presented a picture of rare beauty. Yet an enigma loomed. Amidst this tranquil scene, an unsettling event unfolded. The camera captured an elusive figure, a creature both strange and mysterious, a Sasquatch. This creature, often referred to as a Bigfoot, was said to be a towering being resembling a hairy giant human said to roam the wilderness of northwestern Washington. The operator recorded this unusual encounter, the Sasquatch striding alone through the snow-draped landscape. Its height towering and foreboding added to the air of mystique that hung about it. This was a discovery of great depth, a riddle that had eluded human eyes for countless ages. No one had laid eyes upon this elusive being before, making its appearance a momentous and eerie occurrence. The mountains, once a sanctuary of serene beauty, now held a secret that sent shivers down the spine, leaving those who witnessed it with a profound sense of wonder and a touch of trepidation. Terrifying paranormal video. This video really scared people. It showed some creepy things happening in a girl's room. In the daytime, she was playing with her dolls when one of them moved its head on its own. That was weird and spooky. At night, the girl was studying, but her papers started moving by themselves. It made her very scared and she ran away. Then, everything on her table started flying to the ground like someone invisible was throwing them. This made the scene even scarier. After the video ended, people were left puzzled and scared. They didn't know if the house was haunted by ghosts or if something else was going on. There were no clear answers, which made the video even more mysterious and popular on the internet. What's scariest about this video is that it taps into our basic fears. It reminds us that there are things in the world that we can't explain, even with all our technology and knowledge. It makes us question what's real and what might be beyond our understanding. The gentle horseshoe crab. In a fascinating underwater video, there's a brave man trying to understand horseshoe crabs. He put his hand in the water, wanting to learn about these ancient sea creatures. As his hand dipped into the clear water, a horseshoe crab woke up from the ocean floor. It reached out with its pincers and touched the man's hand gently. People watched, expecting a fight, but surprise, the horseshoe crab didn't use its venomous sting.
You think it'd be like a crab with these pinchers? Let's get one. See that?
Instead, it held the man's hand gently, like a child exploring a new toy. The man stayed calm and let the crab check him out. Not giving up, the man tried again. This time, too, the crab was friendly and didn't harm him. This proved that horseshoe crabs, despite looking tough, are not mean at all. The video showed that horseshoe crabs are wise creatures, guarding the ocean's secrets and keeping nature in balance. After the man pulled his hand away, the crab continued its graceful swim, revealing the ancient rhythm of life under the sea. This encounter reminded us that there are mysteries under the water, and we should explore them with courage and kindness.
I'd tell you if it hurt. It does not. And he's trying, or she's trying to grab me.
Wolf of Nightmares. On a dark screen, something terrifying unfolded. A huge, scary wolf slithered silently along a lonely road. It came from a creepy forest that surrounded the road like a nightmare brought to life. Each step it took sounded like eerie whispers, making everyone watching tremble with fear. This wolf was a true nightmare, a monstrous creature that defied all logic. Its eyes gleamed with wickedness, and its gaping mouth seemed like a black abyss, radiating impending doom. It moved with a purpose known only to itself, and that purpose was a horrifying mystery to all who saw it. Fear gripped the helpless spectators like a tight grip, a bone-chilling dread that suffocated them. How had this monstrous wolf crossed from the forest into this cursed road? What sinister thoughts lurked in its monstrous mind? These questions haunted the minds of those who witnessed this terrifying sight. In the grip of this ghastly nightmare, they watched in terror as the colossal wolf continued its dreadful journey. Every step it took was like a symphony of horror, a song that resonated with pure fear. It was a scene of unspeakable terror, a descent into madness, and those who saw it would never forget the horror. In the end, the road became a symbol of the unknown, a place where the line between reality and nightmare blurred. The horrifying truth was etched into their souls. Deep in the forest, darkness ruled, and unimaginable horrors roamed freely. Mother Elk. In the mountains, a camera captured an eerie and unusual scene. The atmosphere was filled with a strange, mysterious vibe. In the footage, a mother elk confronted a lion. The lion appeared haunted, as though it had seen a specter. It was devouring a baby calf, and the mother elk valiantly engaged in a fierce battle to save her offspring. This video unveiled a profound mystery. The depth of a mother's love for her child, even among animals. In this brief yet impactful clip, we bore witness to the mother elk's unwavering determination to protect her young. This event held great significance in the remote mountains. The lion had seized the calf, provoking the elk's fury. This video serves as a poignant reminder that love possesses immense power, transcending boundaries even in the untamed wild. It underscores that the bonds of maternal love are universal, a language comprehensible to all creatures, regardless of their origins. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this video entertaining, don't hesitate to show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for even more thrilling content. And remember to ring that notification bell to ensure you're always in the loop for our latest updates. Until next time, stay curious and stay tuned.
Oh.
Let's embark on a journey to the dangerous world of the animal kingdom, where the phrase survival of the fittest truly applies. We explore the most dramatic, intriguing, and lethal interactions between wild animals today. Prepare to be amazed by the sheer force of nature, its never-ending wrath, and its incredible survival tactics as you witness everything from the violent conflicts found deep in the thick forest to the freezing tundras of the Arctic. Roland, largest sea elephant. It is a video of the largest sea elephant, Roland, from 1931. The man in the video pats Roland very politely. Roland keeps his head out of the water as the man feeds him food, which is most likely to be a fish. The man moves Roland to another location. Roland gets into the water and swims for a little while. The man calls him out to feed him. Roland gets out of the water and stands with the man in the video. He feeds him and pats him on his face very gently. Roland gets to the ground and makes some noise. Survival of the swiftest. Buckle up your seatbelts because you'll witness one of the most daunting encounters between a wild beast and its alleged prey. The video began with a leopard tightrope walking over a tall tree in the forest. The leopard seemed confused and a bit scared as the mighty beast was surrounded by a group of wild pigs waiting to attack him. The pigs kept circling around the sheltered tree, hoping for the tiger to stroll down into their trap. You would not believe it, but the predator did crawl down, not to get himself attacked, but to pick his dinner among the litter of pigs. The young piglet was caught in no time and was carried all the way to the top of the tree, leaving no time to spare for the pigs to even fight back. Chimpanzee last moments. The camera caught something mysterious and heart-touching. It was a very affecting video. It was a scene of a chimpanzee that was on her last breaths. It was a very sad moment taped by the camera. The chimpanzee was reuniting with its caretaker. The chimp was lying and its caretaker was rubbing its back. It seemed like that he was loving the chimp. He also gives the chimp to eat something. It was lying by closing its eyes. It suddenly opens its eyes to see its caretaker. Both the chimp and the caretaker were sad about it. The air was truly filled with sorrow and misery. The chimp was trying to hold close the man, it also rubbing its hand on the caretaker. Touching his face and holding the hand of caretaker seemed like that it was very sad on leaving him. It was a very deep, heart-touching misery mystery. The atmosphere was held up with sorrow. The man was also sad about it. It made all the people sad and utterly worried after seeing this. Adorable danger. Sometimes animals can give you a hard time, and peaceful situations can take the worst turns. A similar video is circulating over the internet in which a woman was sitting comfortably at her front door porch when a group of cute raccoons came wandering down her alley. Raccoons are generally considered adorable and almost harmless. Yes, almost harmless. They started sniffing around the woman, mesmerized by their innocence. The woman began taking pictures of them. Soon, the woman got comfortable with these wild raccoons and started gesturing one of them towards herself. And at this point, things got out of control when the raccoon bit her finger, forcing her to drop everything and run inside her home. That's why it is advised, guys, not to get close to these wild animals, as you can catch rabies if you aren't vaccinated.
No! Oh my god! Okay.
Peculiar sights.
Yo, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Have you ever thought about renovating your house? Renovation might give your home an upgrade, but are you aware of underlying mysteries and dangers hidden behind the closed cemented walls, dilapidated leaking rooftops, and your basement could be a perfect place for such unwanted creatures? A similar incident took place when a reconstruction guy found something peculiar, almost out of this world while renovating a house. The video began with a man recording the hidden area lying underneath the rooftop. It was an old, worn-out place, as if it hadn't been in use for a long time. And to our astonishment, two unknown guests had captured this place all by themselves. These creatures looked like an owl by face, but their four limbs had something else to say. These creatures looked like aliens, unlike anything from the real world. However, the mystery lies in whether this discovery of such eerie creatures was real or another fake publicity stunt.
Yo, look at that. What is that?
Leopard's Feast. Let us dive into the daring encounters of wildlife where anything can be preyed upon within a period. In one similar instance, a leopard was seen attacking an animal close to its own size. The leopard made no mistake hunting down the giant animal. It struck an adult capybara from behind the bushes, grasped it tightly by its sharp-pointed canines, and kept attacking him until the poor soul was lifeless. The capybara did try to fight off this vicious beast, but in the end, one had to be prey to someone, and it was Leopard's day to feast on this poor creature. Woodpecker in hot waters. Remember guys, on your bad days, even the things you're good at might give you a headache and can lead you into hot waters. In this video, a bird can be seen stuck in the tree by its beak. And you know what's surprising? This is no ordinary bird. It's the famous woodpecker who somehow got its beak plunged forcefully into the tree's bark. Woodpeckers are famous for drilling holes inside the bark of the tree with their incredible poking ability with their beak. But this poor soul might be going through a tough day. However, in no time, the bird was saved by a man. And then it flew away to poke some other trees. Man vs. Jaws. We have another thrilling video about these wild encounters, so you know that it is life-threatening to disturb these savage predators, as things could get sour very quickly. In this thrilling video, a man can be seen waddling the tail of an enormous crocodile. I don't know how he managed to go even near that ominous predator, let alone manhandling that giant tail. The fearless man didn't stop there. He patted that vicious crocodile, who could have swallowed the man in a single bite. A similar thing happened when the man started patting his back. The crocodile shifted his head, opened his mouth wide apart, and attacked the man. Luckily, the man managed to escape from the nerve-wracking situation. Slippery escape. Snakes are known to be one of the swiftest land dwellers who slither towards their prey in the blinking of the eye. Though it's easy to catch a snake if you're a pro and follow your guidelines. Sometimes even the tiniest snakes can give you a tough time. In this video, a man wrapped a collar around a small snake. The collar was made of wire to catch the snake. As the man tried to cover the trap around its neck, it disappeared into thin air, freeing himself from the shackles of wildlife hunters. Shooting star. Let me take you guys on a cool celestial journey under the starry night where dreams become reality and the heavenly bodies hug the earth at its horizon. This spectacular phenomenon was caught on camera at 11:57 p.m. when a shining and glazing streak occurred over the sky. It was not an ordinary shooting star, as the lightning streak it made was so bright, almost like a firework. This beautiful sight was witnessed over Mount Waverly on a quiet night filled with darkness. This awe-inspiring sight of a meteor swimming gradually across the vast black sky, leaving behind its enormous fireworks, was enough to be completely mesmerized by these stellar objects. Wild encounter at Sea Park. Would you ever let your child go near a wild sea animal without proper caution and care? The answer should be no, as these fantastic creatures take no time to harm you and your children and can leave you with irreparable damage. The video presented a scene of an alleged sea-themed park having various shows and sea animals. In the video, a sea seal can be seen performing gestures while a man tries to mount his daughter on the seal's back. Everything seemed normal, a cute picture day for the little one. But soon, things took a vicious turn. The seal suddenly snapped back at the poor child, frightening her for the rest of her life. Though the parents were quick enough to pull back their child, this video provides evidence for the untamed nature of these animals, and they can be harmful if left unobserved. Polar bear in the wild. Imagine yourself going for a camping venture with your friends deep in the thick mountainous regions surrounded by a sky-high forest, only to meet a snowy beast for your welcome. A scary event, isn't it? The video showed a spectacular sight of this daunting creature, a polar bear. Draped in all-white fur moving briskly through the woods, the bear had a colossal statue, with its pointed paws leaving behind the imprints of his existence. It is quite a rare sight to witness polar bears or grizzly bears in the mountains, as they keep themselves hidden far from human company. But sometimes they do make appearances. Polar bears are fierce and very dangerous, but simultaneously they are a beautiful and rare sight. Camel's prickly palate. Have you ever wondered how camels eat prickly desert vegetation without getting sore mouths? It's all because of their incredibly hard palate. You know, camels have this peculiar feature that serves as a shield of protection at the top of their mouths. They can chew their food entirely without facing the risk of getting hurt because of their hard palate. Think of it as their lips' natural armor. Therefore, these hardy animals can consume harsh, thorny plants in the desert with ease and effectiveness. Camels have several exciting adaptations that help them survive in the harsh desert. This is only one of them. It's impressive how well nature equips its species for survival. A giant floating balloon.
That is a big animal.
Well, I was asking for an octopus.
Yeah.
You might have seen many octopuses floating across the ocean, spreading their tentacles around, but have you ever witnessed them performing tricks with their tentacles? One such spectacular video surfaced over the internet, capturing the beauty of a giant octopus at the very depth of the ocean. In the video, an unusual kind of octopus made its appearance. The octopus had an orange-colored body with long iridescent tentacles that were swaying freely in the ocean. The octopus was creating amazing patterns with tentacles, wrapping them around its body, stretching them across their length almost like a floating balloon with a giant head dancing in the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, he seems a little
That's fantastic.
unnerved.
I wish we could see the other end.
Oh my gosh.
Jungle Bridge Surprise. Walking through the mountains is a fun sport, but it can become even more exciting and dangerous if the forest residents come to welcome you. The video began with a family walking through a swinging bridge deep in the forest. They had their children along with them through this dangerous trail. Little did they know that this bridge was a swinging rope for the monkeys of this forest, and soon they were welcomed by a giant orangutan swinging through the rope bridge, passing like a gymnast from above their heads, adding more thrill to an already daunting journey.
Duck! Oh my goodness!
Nature's power play. Behold the cruel and captivating nature of the animal kingdom. Witness a fierce encounter where a baby bear is attacked out of nowhere by another bear, leaving it vulnerable and clueless. This is a stark reminder of the brutal and unrelenting realities of nature. But what's equally intriguing is the appearance of a third bear, watching the conflict from a distance. Whether a member of the same bear community or simply a bystander, the spectator observes the mighty power play with keen interest. It's a stark reminder of the circle of life, where harsh natural forces and survival instincts collide with brutal force and leave us unsettled.
Coming onto that territory. Oh no. Oh, how is he feeling?
The Tasmanian tiger. Have you seen the widely circulated colorized footage of the Tasmanian tiger? It's crazy. The thylacine, popularly known as the Tasmanian tiger, was declared extinct in 1936. But this film revives the species in a way that has never been seen colorized before. The thylacine can be seen in the video walking around a cage while showing its striped coat and strong jaw. It is much more intriguing due to the colorization, which highlights the animal's inherent beauty. Though it is painful to consider that we have lost such a magnificent animal, it also serves as a reminder of how technology may be used to bring the past to life. Haunted jaguar. The camera caught a very mysterious and haunted sight. The air was truly filled with enigma and uneasiness. The camera picked up the appearance of the jaguar in a river. There was a little part of dry area in the river where this haunted jaguar was standing. It was a very peculiar sight that happened here. This haunted jaguar was so wild that it seemed like it was standing here in search of the haunting. It was so wild, having black spots on all of its body. The peculiar sight is that there was also a crocodile near the jaguar. The jaguar suddenly caught the crocodile. It was yearning with the pain. It also tried to escape from the jaguar, but it caught the crocodile firmly. It dragged away the crocodile by passing from the sea. It grabbed it from its neck so its mouth was opened utterly. It was a very cryptic scene. At least the cruel jaguar dragged the crocodile to the dry land. Then, it tightly bites the crocodile's neck by its sharp teeth, and after a while, the crocodile was killed by the jaguar. It was a very haunted and eerie scene. This was a deep and great mystery that was captured by the camera in that river. speedy cheetah. The camera had captured a mysterious sight. It was a cherished fact of nature. This was a scene of a cheetah that was so fast and speedy. It was known as the world's fastest land animal. Their claws work rather like studs on football boots for extra grip when sprinting, while their long tail acts as a rudder that helps them make sharp turns while chasing the prey. In this video, the camera recorded the appearance of the cheetah that was so fast it was looking for its prey that was a deer. It had a look on deer. The cheetah was run fast before the deer, then the deer ran to escape its life. The cheetah ran so fast it'd make a turn to caught it. The deer breath grew heavy, and its legs began to ache. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was a deep, suspicious mystery about the cheetah. It was not still revealed what happened with the anxious deer. Mysterious cage. The camera caught something very enigmatic and mysterious. The atmosphere was filled with uneasiness and fear. It was a scene of a man in a deep sea. It was in a glass cage. It dives into the sea to explore sea life. It was in the middle of the sea. The man was in the cage wearing a diving suit. Suddenly, a big shark appeared. It was hitting on the cage with heavy strength. The cage was juddering and the sea waves were forming. After a while, the glass cage was broken by a shark's head. It was a very menacing and cryptic scene. The man was toppled in the sea. He was very anxious and frightened. It swims very fast to save his life. It struggles to swim very fast. The shark was moved before the man. It was a deep and dangerous mystery taped by the camera. It was still not found out what happened to the man next. This was not revealed yet. Cryptic gorilla. The camera had recorded a mysterious and charry act. The atmosphere was filled with amaze. It was a scene of some gorillas that were present in the farms. They were grazing. There were also 2 gorilla babies. On one side, one gorilla that was standing with its baby. The baby climbed up its back, and then mother gorilla and baby was walking away. Suddenly, another gorilla that was present here attacks the mother gorilla. It attacks the mother gorilla for no reason. They started fighting with each other. They rolled up on each other. Then, after a while, a big gorilla came here and stopped their fight. It stopped their fight by catching up the gorilla. The baby and mother gorilla were moved from there. It was a deep mystery how that responsible gorilla stopped the fight between its mates. It was really astonishing. Paranormal crocodile. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere is filled with mystery and enigma. In a river, there was a tree that had fallen here. There was an alligator that was practicing its death roll. Death roll basically was a technique where they rapidly spin their bodies while holding on to prey. This was a very weird and creepy scene. This rotational movement helped that crocodile to cut up and tear apart the prey by exerting tremendous forces like that, usually of a large prey. The death roll was believed to be effective for the crocodile to consume their prey. It was actually a rapid rotation of the longitudinal axis of the body. This scene gave uneasy vibes to the operator. The crocodile was looking very mysterious and cryptic. It was the deepest mystery ever. Everyone had a look on this crocodile which made everyone suspicious and eerie. Silent animal attacks revealed. In the wild, there are hidden stories of animals surviving in mysterious ways. There was a video that showed these secret battles of nature. It was a bit scary and revealed how animals quietly attack others to stay alive. The video had different parts, each showing a different way animals hunt quietly and without warning. Animals like deer, tigers, zebras, and even cats were featured. In one part, a deer was drinking from a calm river, but a sneaky crocodile was there underwater waiting patiently. Suddenly, it appeared and grabbed the deer, showing how nature can be cruel. In another part, a tiger stalked a zebra silently. The normal sounds of the wild were hushed as the tiger pounced on its prey, teaching us how fast and quiet these attacks can be. Even small cats were not spared from this video. It showed how they can be secretly aggressive, proving that even cute pets have wild instincts. This video is not for those easily scared. It gave a glimpse into the hidden side of nature where life and death are always close. It's a place where quietness often means danger, and the line between the hunter and the hunted can be very blurry. In this mysterious world, survival is all that matters. Lightning frog. Once upon a time, in the land of everyday life where things are usually quite ordinary, something strange happened. A camera recorded something mysterious that left people really confused and amazed. The video started by showing a regular door, like the ones we see every day. But as the camera moved down, it revealed a frog. This was no normal frog. Its body, which is usually green and brown, was shining brightly. It looked like it had swallowed something very unusual, making its body light up. People had all sorts of ideas about why this frog was so strange. Some thought it had eaten something weird, while others wondered if it was born this way. But no one had a definite answer. The video of this glowing frog spread all over the internet, and it made everyone curious. Some believed it was a spectral sign from nature, a reminder that there's still magic in our world. Others were just amazed at how beautiful and strange this frog was, but the frog story remained a mystery. No one knew where it came from or why it looked like that. So the glowing frog became a legend, a mystery that reminds us that in our everyday lives, there can still be extraordinary things that surprise and brighten our days. Eagle's smooth river attack. The video showed a beautiful eagle. It flew smoothly in the clear daytime sky above a river, surrounded by forests and mountains. The eagle landed in the river, grabbed a fish, and continued to fly. This moment was a mix of nature's beauty and the reality of how animals hunt for food. The eagle's flight were easy to watch. It glided through the sky effortlessly with its wide wings. As it got closer to the river, you could feel the excitement. It dived quickly, grabbed a shiny fish with its sharp claws, and showed us the circle of life. How animals need to catch prey to survive. This video reminded us that in nature, life and death are connected. The eagle's smooth attack was like a perfect dance of survival. It showed us the incredible world of nature. This moment when the eagle caught the fish made us appreciate how skilled and mysterious animals can be in the wild. It's a simple but powerful reminder of the wonders of the natural world. Mysterious monkey teasing scene. In the daytime, a camera showed a strange picture. It looked like a zoo. Inside, there were black monkeys with dark fur. They had mysterious eyes. A girl stood by the rusty cage of these monkeys. She seemed both interesting and a bit scary. She thought she was the boss of this unusual place. Her fingers teased the air, making the crowd watching her impatient. But trying to solve the secrets of the universe was a mistake. One of the monkeys got very angry. It grabbed the girl's hair quickly and tried to harm her. People standing around were shocked and scared. They realized that maybe humans shouldn't interfere with the hidden powers of the animal world. Quickly, they saved the girl from the monkey's grip. Her hair was messy and she was trembling, but she didn't seem to learn from her mistake. Once free, she went back to teasing the monkey. The black monkeys, however, didn't forget her actions. They both grabbed her hair even harder this time. It was like a strange dance of teasing and payback, a mysterious story of human curiosity and the secrets of all living beings. So, the camera captured a strange moment, where the mysteries of nature mixed with human foolishness, forever written in the story of the unknown. Mysterious lemurs in woods. In a calm forest with sunlight passing through the leaves, the camera saw something strange out of nowhere. Strange animals appeared. They looked like lemurs, but not the cute ones you'd expect. Each lemur was a mom carrying her babies on her back. They moved in a weird and graceful way, almost like a mysterious dance. What made them really strange were their creepy looks. They had bodies that were a mix of monkeys and lemurs. Their long, flexible arms and legs helped them move in a strange way through the woods. Their eyes were big and really spooky, like something from a scary dream. The peaceful forest suddenly felt tense. People watching wondered if these creatures meant harm or if they were just a unique part of the forest. As the camera kept recording, it left everyone with more questions than answers. These strange lemurs with their eerie appearance and strange movements were a big mystery. Nobody knew they could be dangerous or what secrets they held in the heart of the woods. Crocodile versus turtle. In a quiet, hidden place in the wild, a camera saw something strange. It was daytime and the landscape looked empty, like a painting made by fate. There by the water was a legendary creature, a crocodile with dark, hidden intentions in its eyes. In its mouth it held something unusual, a turtle with tough, ancient covering. The video showed a fight for survival, the crocodile's strong mouth holding onto the turtle's hard shell. It was a fight as old as the river, the never-ending struggle to stay alive under the hot sun. But something surprising happened. The turtle, strong-willed and tough, used its sturdy shell to its advantage. The turtle escaped from the crocodile's jaws. Free at last, the turtle started moving towards the river, heading for safety. This wasn't an ordinary battle. It was a sign of life's strength and the endless mysteries that make up our world. In the end, as the camera stayed on the mysterious scene, the true story of nature's hidden drama remained a secret. Mysterious zoo anteater enigma. In a hidden place like a secret world, a camera recorded something strange. It was like a zoo, but not like any zoo we know. This video showed a big anteater. It looked like it belonged there in that special place. In the video, it seemed like the anteater was eating something. But when you first looked at it, you might think its front leg was the face of another animal. It was puzzling and made people wonder what they were seeing. At first, you couldn't tell what creature it really was, but if you watched closely, you figured it out. The creature was actually an anteater, and its front leg was playing tricks with your eyes. It was a very strange video that kept you guessing. This video revealed mysteries in a hidden zoo, and it made people feel amazed. It showed how nature can be tricky and how we can be fooled by appearances. When it ended, it left us feeling fascinated and wondering about the secrets of our world. Mysterious rescue. In a cold, snowy place, two big bucks were stuck because their antlers got locked together. They tried really hard to get free. It was like they were doing a strange, dangerous dance in the frozen quiet. Then a person who takes care of the park showed up. Maybe the play between the bucks called him. He swore warm clothes and looked serious. He had a powerful tool with him, a gun. It made the story feel even more interesting and strange. This person moved slowly towards the bucks, careful not to scare them. He pointed his gun very carefully. Then there was a loud noise. It felt like time stopped. The noise echoed through the cold air. The surprise came next. The shot from the gun did something amazing. It cut the buck's antlers and they were free. The thing that trapped them was gone in a flash. The camera caught this special moment. The bucks, now free, jumped away like they just woke up from a dream. They ran deep into the snowy woods, happy and safe.
Unbelievable. Good shot.
This whole story was like a mix of nature's magic and human help. It will be remembered as a very mysterious and special moment. It showed that even in the wild, where everything is quiet and covered in snow, life and freedom are very precious, just like a delicate winter flower. Lion defended lioness. In the wilderness of a jungle, a herd of Cape buffaloes in all their glory and strength can be seen marching towards two lonely savages of the jungle. These two predators seemed lost as they were sauntering alone in these vast fields. Suddenly, the herd of mighty buffaloes started running towards the lions. But in an attempt to protect his partner, the lioness, he stood tall in front of these giant bulls and confronted them with all his force and strength. He carried on in the fierce battle with the utmost power and courage, defying all odds in order to protect his lioness, who wasn't harmed at all. In short, the lion successfully escaped this terror trap and marched away with his lioness. However, unfortunately, the herd of buffaloes can still be seen following the two animals. Cryptid alligator. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was really a fearable sight. It made everyone uneasy. This was a peculiar scene that had never happened before. The camera tape shows the appearance of an eerie alligator. It was kept in a cage in the zoo. Suddenly, the creepiest scene happened. The alligators attacked the zoo handler near it. It caught the man firmly by his hand. It pulled the zoo handler into the cage. This scene makes everyone anxious. The alligator caught the hand of a man very tightly. It was not leaving him. The man was trying to escape from the alligator's sharp teeth, but it was not leaving the man. The man in severe fear. Suddenly, another man jumped into the cage. It was actually a visitor here in the zoo. He left the man from the crocodile by lying on the alligator's back. The alligator was very curious and decrypted. The man hardly escaped the zoo handler. The crocodile was trying to kill the man, but it failed. It frightened all the people nearby, and then the man that rescued the zoo handler came out of the cage. The environment was fearable. Polar bear. The camera caught a mysterious sight. It happened at the North Pole. It was a very rare scene of a polar bear. There was snow freezing here and there on land. All the nature things were severely freeze, like trees, lakes, and roads. As the global temperature heats up, the snow ice is thinning by the day. The polar was moving smoothly from the snow ice. It was a white-colored polar bear. It was moving like it was crawling over the snow. Seemed like that it was enjoying the icing snow. This was a very wonderful scene. It makes the environment uneasy. This thinning of ice taught new ways to the polar bear that was looking so charming. This polar bear was enjoying the icing snow here so keenly. The air was filled with the pleasure and charm of the effects of nature. It was a deep mystery ever. It makes all the viewers and operators astonished and amazed. The polar bear was so amazing. It was a deep mystery that camera has taped that had never seen before. Hand feeding of shark. The camera picked up a cryptic sight. It was also very mysterious. That was recorded in the middle of the sea. Anyhow, there was a very peculiar sight that happened to some people that were on the ship. They were feeding the big monstrous shark by a fish. One of the men on the ship holding a fish in his hands. A big, huge shark came up from the depth of the sea. It was looking very dangerous and creepiest. It also had big, sharp teeth. It was jumping to eat the fish and hitting with the ship. The ship was shaking severely. However, the man holding a fish in his hand fed the big shark by putting the fish tail on the shark's mouth. It was eating the fish in a very cryptic way. The atmosphere was filled with fear. Suddenly, they pulled the fish up and saw that this dangerous shark ate the half fish. It was a deep, eerie mystery. The people on fish were so brave. The man fed the cryptic shark with his own hand, taking a bad risk. Terrifying praying mantis. It shows a bee and a praying mantis on a white wall that is white. The praying mantis has captured the bee tightly in its grip. The honeybee tries to escape the praying mantis but fails to do so. The praying mantis has a very firm grip on the bee, as it can be seen in the video. Some of the legs of the bee break due to its fight with the praying mantis. It shows how terrifying a praying mantis can be when it comes to capturing its food. The praying mantis holds the bee with both of his hands in a tight and firm grip and starts eating it from the middle. The bee tries its best till the end to escape, but does not succeed. The python snake attacking a deer. The video seems to have been shot on a highway where on the side of the road a python snake has captured a deer. The python has wrapped its body all around the deer with all its force. People try to save the deer from the python. They take a large branch from the tree and hit the python from a distance. They hit the python a few times until it lost its grip on the deer. The deer also tries to escape as the people hit the python. At last, the python leaves the deer and runs back from where it came from, and the deer runs in its opposite direction. Inside the wasp nest. The camera captured a cryptic sight. It was also very mysterious. One man took the risk of opening the nest of wasps. They were cutting it into 2 pieces. It was looking very peculiar that it was a big, dangerous risk to come near the nest. The people were utterly covered with the clothes. They also wore gloves on their hands. It was recorded in the dense forest. Anyhow, some bees were flying around their nest. The man started to cut it off from the center with a big knife. When he cut the nest, a very peculiar and mysterious scene happened. Inside the nest, a honeycomb appeared. There were many wisps around it. They were many large in number. It was a very natural scene of this honeycomb. The man had taken a big risk. There was also man-tiny holes in the honeycomb where the honey was found. It was a very deep, greatest mystery. We have seen the honeycomb from very near. The wisps were flying near their comb. They were storing honey from the flowers. It was almost done. Raccoons attack the woman as they leave. The video shows that the raccoons get into the woman's house through the window. There were 3 of them. One is standing in the window and the other 2 are inside her house. The raccoon standing on the window tries to help his friends to climb up the window, but it seems to be terrified a little bit.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Whoop.
The girl raises the curtains so that the raccoons find it easy to escape. The raccoons think that she might hurt them, so they bite her.
Come on.
The second raccoon climbs out the window after a while of trying, while the third one is still inside her house. She helps it escape when she tries to close her window. One of the raccoons bite her. She realizes she made a mistake and gets away from the window.
No, go on. Go.
This is how best friends are created. The video is shot in a forest. We can see a monkey and a large lizard and birds at the back. The monkey jumps here and there and holds the lizard's tail and enjoys it while irritating it. The lizard runs from the monkey, but is unsuccessful. The monkey follows the lizard as it moves forward. This video is also related to how best friends are made. One of them is an introvert while the other one is an extrovert. This is a very common example of best friends, as one of the friends is loud while the other is not. Cryptic bear? In a zoo in China, something extraordinary happened that left everyone astonished. Imagine a bear, big and brown, usually seen on all fours, but this time, it stood up tall on its hind legs. This bear was enormous, nearly as close as your neighbor, and it peered out at the crowd through the safety grill. People from all around gathered, their eyes wide with amazement. This was no ordinary bear. It was special, a mystery never seen before. The excitement was palpable, as if a secret of nature had been revealed. Everyone held their breath, trying to take in this wondrous sight. The bear's eyes seemed to sparkle with curiosity as it survived the amazed onlookers. It was as if it wanted to share this moment with all who had come to witness its extraordinary feat. The zoo became a place of wonder, a memory etched in the hearts of those fortunate enough to be there. This event will be talked about for years to come, a story of a bear that stood tall and captured the hearts of all who beheld it. It was a day when the ordinary turned into something truly extraordinary, a day that will forever live in the memory of those who were lucky enough to witness it. Gorilla cycling. The camera had captured a scarce sight. It was also very mysterious. Beside the camera, the atmosphere was filled with enigma and suspense. It made all the viewers curious. The camera tapped the appearance of the giant gorilla. It was doing a mysterious act. It was cycling on a bicycle. That was so peculiar that the gorilla was on the bicycle. It was amazing and a little bit funny. It was riding the bicycle and totally engaged in it deeply. It was so fun for it. There was also one other gorilla that was seeing its mate on riding. Suddenly, this gorilla fell down from the bicycle. It fell down on the ground and made the gorilla upset. Then it do a particular act. It threw away this bicycle away on which it takes a ride. It was a very funny and also disappointed scene for the gorilla. It was the deepest mystery ever found. It was never seen before. No one had seen the gorilla on a bicycle before. It was astonished for all. The gorilla on the bicycle looked very funny, and it was keenly enjoying its ride, but soon it was interrupted. Cryptic mystery. The camera in Russia recorded a mysterious and cryptic act. It made everyone terrified and curious. The air was truly filled with enigma and many questions. In the middle of Russia, a mystery happened with a river. In a horrifying incident, a river in Russia had turned beetroot red. It happened after a major incident of contamination by a mystery pollutant. It was not known about this pollutant. The river was turned into beetroot red. It was a peculiar sight. The ducks refused to swim in that contaminated toxic water. It was looking very cryptic and eerie. Everyone was trying to find out what contamination was the cause of this decolorization. All the people were curious and suspicious about it. It was a deep mystery. I still haven't found out what had happened. It was an eerie mystery which was still unknown. All the people were refusing to swim in this toxic water. They were severely anxious about it. Mysterious Florida beach transformation. In Florida, a strange video appeared that made people wonder. It showed a man from Florida, but we didn't know who he was. He did something strange at the beach that caught everyone's attention. This guy used the sand as his canvas and started digging a not-so-obvious trench on the lovely Florida beach. At first, it looked really interesting. Imagine the sun painting the sky with pretty colors, and people watching this mysterious man working hard in the sand. People were laughing and having fun as they watched. They couldn't resist being curious about what this mysterious digger was creating. Some even decided to go into the water he was making, thinking it was just a fun dream. But here's where things got really surprising. As the man kept digging, the water changed. It went from a gentle flow to a strong current. The peaceful trench turned into a rough river. Waves that were far away suddenly crashed all around, and the fun turned into difficulty. Out of nowhere, the police arrived. They too were a bit mysterious. People wondered if they were there to help, to scold, or just to see this strange transformation. This mysterious video reminds us that life can be full of unexpected surprises. It shows that there are mysteries hiding in everyday things, and sometimes we just have to look a little deeper to find them. Mysterious grizzly bear encounter. One sunny day, something mysterious happened. A man was in his car, and he had a secret plan. He wanted to give food to a huge grizzly bear, a wild animal that doesn't follow our rules. The man hidden in the car's shadow seemed to be looking for adventure, or maybe just having fun. He reached out of the car's window with something for the bear. Then something shocking occurred. The grizzly bear with its wide jaws acted swiftly. It grabbed the offering with incredible precision. This was scary for the man, and he was full of fear and excitement. It felt like a life and death moment. The bear was so close it could have swallowed not just the food, but the whole hand. In a moment that seemed to last forever, the man's survival instincts kicked in. He started the car and sped away, narrowly escaping the bear's grasp. The video left everyone with questions. What made the man do such a daring thing with a wild animal? Was it bravery, a desire for adventure, or something we can't understand? This strange event happening in the bright light of day is a puzzle. It reminds us that mysteries exist in the wild just beyond our safe everyday world. These mysteries can be thrilling, but they might never be fully explained. Mysterious sea creature. On a sunny day, a strange thing from the deep sea showed up in a video. A person who was swimming at a peaceful beach found it. This thing was really odd. It looked like a huge worm. It clung to the person's hand and moved in a mysterious way. It made people question what it could be. No one knew for sure. It remains a big mystery. People saw the video online and talked about it. They had lots of ideas about what this strange creature might be. Some thought it could be a long, snake-like sea creature from the deep ocean. Others wondered if it was a creature that had been around for a very long time. Maybe even from the time of the extinct creatures. Some even thought it might be something from another world. But even with all these ideas, nobody really knew the truth. Experts and regular people couldn't figure it out. They couldn't find any answers in books or from scientists. This creature didn't fit into any category. It was just a big mystery. This mysterious sea creature left everyone with questions, and those questions spread far and wide. It reminded us that our world still holds many secrets, things we don't understand. Some mysteries may never have easy answers, and that's what keeps us curious and makes the world an intriguing place. Mystical Owl's Bubble Flight. The video showed a mysterious scene. It looked like a strange documentary showing something very unusual. The star of this mysterious video was an owl, a bird that comes out at night. The owl was flying through a strange place filled with shiny bubbles. It looked like a magical world. The owl moved gracefully through these bubbles like a dancer. When the owl flapped its wings, it created a beautiful show with the bubbles. Scientists gathered to watch it. They weren't just watching an owl fly, they were learning the secrets of how things fly. It was as if the owl had the answers to the most important questions about how flight works. Mysterious bird and worm. In a quiet place, a camera saw something interesting. There was a young bird. Its dark eyes showed it was very hungry. The main character in the story was a small worm on the ground. It was just moving along, not knowing that the bird was watching. The worm was living its own life, trying to find its way, but the bird had no one to teach it how to eat. The scene was mysterious because the bird and the worm were like actors in a secret play. The bird wanted to eat, and the worm wanted to stay alive. The bird's mother was missing, and that made the bird struggle even sadder. The little bird had to figure things out on its own, which was hard. In the quiet place, the bird and the worm showed a mysterious picture of life's struggles. They taught us about wanting to live and how nature can be puzzling. The forest had many secrets, and this was just one of them. When the camera took this picture, it made us think about the mysteries of nature. It asked us to wonder about the hidden stories in the wild. Lion and crocodile fight for meat. This video shows a crocodile and a lion fighting for the meat in the forest. The video is shot from a drone. The lion holds one end of the meat from its mouth tightly while the crocodile holds the other end with its mouth. Both of them try their best to take the whole meat for themselves. It seems like the crocodile has a more tight hold on the meat than the lion. The crocodile rolls over while the lion loses its grip on the meat. The crocodile stays still while the lion tries its best to take the whole meat to himself. The crocodile does not move and keeps on holding the meat with its mouth. Neighbors. This video shows two fishes in a fish tank. One of them throws sand on the other fish, which starts a competition between them. The fish on the right starts throwing the sand on the face of the other. When the fish on the left side does the same, fish on the right side gets stunned for a little while and starts it again. Thinking of it as revenge from the fish on the other side. Both of the fishes throw sand at each other, taking turns. This video is a reference to how two true neighbors treat each other. What would you do? A man who seems to be a forest photographer is sitting in the front of his car holding his camera, looking to his left. The video shows that one of his friends on the other side tells him to look at his right side. When he turns his face around to see what it is, he sees a tiger right next to him staring at him. He gets scared and does not know what to do. He stares back at the tiger, scared. He holds his camera more tightly, being scared, as he is alone in this situation. Not knowing what else to do to save his life. He sits there terrified. Orca attacking seals. This video shows how an orca is attacking seals on the seashore. Orca is also called a killer whale, as it is very dangerous and harmful. The orca attacks the seals very brutally. It comes with a very high speed, not letting the seals know, and gets on top of the seals, harming them with all its pressure and force. It gets back after hurting the seals. It comes to the end of the seashore to hurt the seals, and then goes back into the water. Mooses are huge. This video shows how big and huge mooses are. The man making the video is hiding in the trees in the forest to make the video of the moose. The moose comes slowly forward and we can see how huge it is. The moose is black in color and has a huge body. You can see its legs are very big. The moose's antlers are beautiful and at the same time very big. The moose moves forward and you can see that the moose does not have a tail. It also tells us how moose can navigate through the forest very easily. Rules of the jungle. In a forest, a lion and a llama are fighting. The lion holds the llama from its neck and the llama shakes the lion off of him. While they fight, it seems that the llama has the upper hand as the lion cannot get a full grip of the llama's neck. The llama tries its best not to let the lion win. They both fight for a while. The llama shakes the lion a lot, but even the lion does not let the llama go. At the end, it shows that probably the lion won and the llama's lost. But the llama tries best not to get defeated and fights till the end. Japan's horrific catastrophe. On March 11, 2011, a colossal catastrophe hit the shores of Japan's Pacific coast and destroyed everything in its wake. The alarming calamity was an intense tsunami that had ruined everything associated with it. The fences, cars, buses, trees, and even the houses were demolished by this gigantic wave. It was reported that an underlying earthquake generated this tsunami. This tsunami had a wave height of almost 40 meters in the Aiwei Prefecture. This deadly sight is an alarming sight of how vicious nature can be. Researchers concluded that an almost 2,000-kilometer stretch of Japan's Pacific coast was impacted by the tsunami. Water giraffe turtles. Imagine an eccentric world where animals like water giraffes and turtles come to life. Absurd, isn't it? However, it's no longer an imagination, as these creatures do exist. This video shows a peculiar sight of a water giraffe turtle, also known as a long-necked turtle. They got their name giraffe turtles due to their long, slender neck that moves and extends like a giraffe's neck, helping the creature to swim freely in the pond and breathe through the water's surface. This cute animal looks animated due to its wide-open eyes and funny face. Some might find it scary and dangerous, but these reptiles are so cute and adorable, straight out of Gumball's land. A hybrid between a horse and an elephant. On our bucket list, there's another strange creature that I'm sure most of you haven't heard about at all. Imagine an animal that's like a mix between a horse and an elephant, but with its unique charm. That's a tapir for you. The thick woods and grasslands of Southeast Asia, Central America, and South America are home to these fantastic creatures. In this video, a man can be seen tickling this amiable creature, making it laugh to its fullest. You can surely hear those cute little laughing snores this tapir is making. Being giant in magnitude, these animals have calm and composed attitudes, and they seem to love human company. So next time someone asks you about indigenous animals, remember to mention water giraffe turtles and these walking fossil tapirs. Lion in a circus. I'm sure all of you have seen Madagascar, the movie where Alex the lion used to perform different stunts in a zoo to gain the attention of its spectators. A similar kind of video is circulating over the internet, where a lion stunned many observers with its cunning and vicious move. The video began with a crowd hovering around a fenced cage in vast fields. Within the fence boundary, a big lion was walking around a giant pole. Looking further into the video, it seemed like a massive piece of meat was tied on the bar to make the lion climb up the wooden pole to snatch its feast and simultaneously entertain its spectator. Guys, guess what? This trick worked. The lion climbed over the pole, tore apart the whole chunk of meat, and came down swiftly while gaining all the applause from its spectators. Global warming. Have you heard of the standard paradigm, all glitters is not gold? This clause holds an in-depth meaning and can be applied to nature and its breathtaking sights, which can sometimes take vicious turns. A spectacular sight surrounded by tall glaciers, snowy spikes covered with thick frost, almost unimaginable for such vast blocks of glistening ice to melt away in a few minutes. A similar set of events was captured by some tourists when a massive block of sky-high glaciers started to melt. In a case inspired by global warming, thanks to all factories and climate-ruining policies, vast chunks of pointed ice were seen melting away. And its tiny pieces were falling down with so much velocity that they started to hit the people nearby. It is a truly fascinating sight sacrificed by our poor climate change policies. Thank you for coming along on this wild adventure with us. Subscribe to our channel if you want more spine-chilling battles and hair-raising encounters. We're always going into the deepest recesses to bring you the most intriguing videos ever captured on camera. And remember to set that notification bell to ensure you get all the updates on our fascinating adventures.